Greetings, everyone. We are live again. Dynasty Mirror Search for Uhuru. Thank you so much for joining us. As we always do, before we get started, again, make sure, sorry about that. Before we get started, hit that like button. Again, hit that like button as you come to the chat room. That should be a habit. When you come in the chat room, you have to hit the like button. That is mandatory. So hit that like button. Also, make sure you share the content as well. Please share the content. Again, please share the content as you come into the chat room. Again, please share the content and then subscribe. If you're new, if you're joining us for the first time, if you've been joining us, hit the subscription button. Become part of the Search for Uhuru family. Also, make sure you go to dynastymirror.com. Again, go to dynastymirror.com. While you are there, make sure you get your merchandise, get your books. Again, grab your books. This is Kinky Hair is Kingly Hair. Again, this is Kinky Hair is Kingly Hair. Make sure you grab your books. Also, grab your shirts. Africa's the Future shirt. Available at dynastymirror.com. Again, available at dynastymirror.com. What else do we have? Oh, Search for Uhuru Travel. Book your travel through Search for Uhuru. Hotels, flights, car rental, cruises. Search for Uhuru. Click on travel. Book your travel through Search for Uhuru. Then tour April 21st through the 30th. April 21st to the 30th, we are going to Sierra Leone. April 21st through the 30th, we are going to Sierra Leone. Lena Price, I'm going to do a video on that, covering that here shortly. I'm going to do a video on that. And I think it's a problem because I'm a firm believer. So Booker T. Washington came up with the Tuskegee model or the Tuskegee method. What that deed entailed was what Booker T. Washington would do. He'll bring in African immigrants, Black immigrants from Africa, from the islands to Tuskegee University under the condition that they come, they learn the skills, and they take those skills back to their country to develop their country. And right now, that's not happening. You have generation after generation after generation of Black immigrants, African immigrants coming here and not returning and developing their nation. And we'll discuss that. Now you have some, I know a couple that say, you know what, I'm out, I'm gone, I'm going back. But then you have some that are, I mean, for the most part, you could tell they're not going back. But at the end of the day, Africa is the future and Africa is the end game. So, Brandon, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. I can hear you. You gonna turn your camera on, or you staying
on?
on?
I'm gonna turn it on. Hold on. I'm gonna do it.
Okay. So with that being said, Patreon. Become a monthly Patreon friend. Let me get the banner going here. Become a monthly Patreon. Patreon.com. Search for Uhuru. Again, Patreon.com. Search for Uhuru. Become a monthly Patreon. I have postcards I need to send out. In fact, hold on, guys. Give me 1 second. I got these nice postcards. So put it like this. When you super chat, again, when you super chat or when you sign up, when you become a Patreon, I will send you a postcard, okay? So for everyone that super chats, after you super chat, send me an email. Again, after you send me a super chat, send me an email, and I will send you a postcard. So there we go. Let's see here. Did we go down the laundry list? I believe we went down the laundry list. And guys, you know, the election's not over. That's why the title of this is No Matter How the Election Plays Out, Africa's Still the End Game, no matter what. You know, there's going to be court cases and deliberation. So it's not over yet. So we'll see how that plays out. But Africa's still the end game. Without further ado, we have brother Brandon, Pan-Africanism Strikes Back, on with us. And today's topic is no matter how the election plays out, Africa is still the end game. Well, brother Brandon, how you doing?
I'm doing good, man. just it's time to have this discussion. I think the good thing is that we had a lot of what I would call enlightened discussions concerning, the election. And now I think it would be in our best interest to, discuss what's going to happen now for us now that the election is over. And I really feel like one of the things I feel like might go unnoticed is, the fact. Hold on, let me do
Well,
the
Brandon,
fact.
let's start. Let's do this. Is the election really over?
It's not over yet. Well, we don't understand. A lot of our people don't understand that the media does not determine who's president. They don't, just because they're project. They always say we're projecting that this person, is going to win or whatever. So a lot of us, we've become so conditioned to media programming, we don't understand that. We don't grasp the reality of that situation. Hold on, I'm just trying to make sure my lighting's right. But we don't grasp the reality of our situation. So, yeah, no matter how much you might want the election to be over, how much you might feel like, yo, I love Biden, it's not over. And I don't know if you watched the video I sent you of my sister talking about elections and voting, but she just went ham. She was like, she's a person who's, she's my 3 years younger than me, and she was a Trump supporter for her own reasons. And she's a person who was basically like, we basically let a bunch of like opportunities off the table. And she was extreme, Dynas. I kid you not, she's extreme. But that's just how it feels. I think there's a sense of like a lot of people feel like, oh, this is awesome, Biden won. But at the back of their mind, they have to be asking themselves, like, what could have been? We're going to finish this off asking ourselves what could have been, because there's no way you can ignore the amount of opportunities that we left sitting on the table by overwhelmingly, once again, voting Democrat. We think that we talk. I mean, how do we complain, Dynas, when we keep doing the same thing over and over again? And now, just like everybody else, we have unprecedented access to information. So back in the day in the 80s, my grandma, they are innocent. The 70s, 80s, 90s, they are innocent because, a lot of them just didn't have the information they needed to make a real informed decision. So they just did what tradition dictated. We have information now. No longer can we say, oh, well, we didn't know. So now it's a question of, where do we go from here, right? What's the end game? And will we make the same mistakes next time as we did this time? And so for me, Africa is still the end game. I mean, I'm invested in Africa. And that's a big difference between me and a lot of us. Some of us are invested already. Some of us are talking about how we want to invest. And then others of us are just kind of like, this is just entertaining. It's fun to continuously talk about it, but I'm never actually going to do anything. Now, my family, my sister, for one, she's not thinking about going to Africa. But even she realizes the opportunities that were presented, by Trump. And yes, they were out of desperation. He wanted to get our vote because he needed it to win. But it's like, so someone's offering you something out of desperation. It can benefit you, but you're not going to take it. Like, I don't want it because they're offering it now. But then now, if you didn't take Trump's offers because you just don't like was your racist, that's one thing. But Dynas, why are we in the streets celebrating, to quote BA, like we just won the damn Super Bowl? You know what I'm saying? Like we really won something.
I want we want to keep this on Africa, but also too, I want people to call in because this came across my timeline. Hold on one second. Let me show you guys this. And like I think we're celebrating more about Biden winning than we did when Obama won. Hold on, let me show this to you guys. Hold on. Brunch here in Atlanta, Biden, the brunch tomorrow.
Yep. and then you got the guy in the comments, Follow Kissy. You voted for the wrong side. You lost. Oh, okay. This is not a sports game. Follow. You never come on, but you always talking. This is not a sports game. We're not talking about the Rams versus the Jets, bro. There is no win for black people unless black people get something directly from the results. And if you're so smart, then you should be able to call in and tell me in a list what the counter offer that Biden offered us was to Trump's offers, and how by Biden winning do we benefit. Let's forget about the election. Now, let's say Biden is now president. What is the end game for black people? Are there certain tangible things that we now can go hold Biden? Are there promises on Biden's behalf that we can hold him to now to get what we need to go build in Africa or not? Just please tell me, because that's my question. Because you guys might be smarter than me and Dynas. This is a fact. So, brother, if you know so much and you voted for the right side, now take the lead and lead us to where we need to go in that White House so that we can get something that we can use to build over in Africa or help the people who are trying to stay here. That's the biggest question.
Yeah, so now as far as the Africa plan, how does this do you think this election plays any role in regards to our Africa plan?
The one I run, or just in general?
In general.
Oh, yeah. So when you talk about our Africa plan, you have to be talking about people who have an Africa plan. And I know that people who have a situation in Africa who are going towards Africa, the only real role it plays is the way Biden handles coronavirus. Also, it impacts the United States cooperation with China economically, because China is coming into Africa at a fast pace. And so I think China having to worry about Trump kind of gave Africa some breathing room, you know what I'm saying, to where we can get in there and do what we got to do. But now that China has a White House that is friendly to the Chinese in their expansion, Biden has said Chinese expansion is like American, is a benefit to America, right? Now you have to think that the timeline has to be kind of sped up. Whatever plans you have in Africa, you kind of got to put a hurry on them, because China's coming in there, with U.S. basically U.S. support. So I still got my Trump hat, but the thing is, all I'm saying is we're focused on the end game now. So the people who quote unquote won, because if Trump would have won, I wouldn't have been on here celebrating or gloating. I'd have been like, all right, let's talk about that $500 billion and how we're going to move ahead with that. That's what I would have been talking about. I would have literally did a show. How can you make yourself eligible for that $500 billion? Now that we've decided that we don't want that, which is ultimately what we decided, right? We don't want that. We don't want that. Those offers, he ain't going to give it. He's lying. Now that you have gotten who you want to get, the people talking, what is the goal? What is the mission from here? That's the only thing. And see, one thing our people don't know how to do is, some of our people are ignorant people. They don't know how to play the long game. See, me, I play the long game, because what I know is Biden winning has put more pressure on the Democratic Party and on the people who support the Democratic Party than Trump winning. Because if Trump won, Democrats just throw their hands up and say, well, he got it, let him handle it. Now you have an opportunity to see the contrast. And we've never had that before. Now you can see what you are truly voting for, what you truly voted for. And in 4 years, me and Dynas, God willing, we'll still be alive. And then we come back and say, now that 4 years has passed, right? What did we gain from it? And now the coming 4 years, what will you do differently? And that's why I feel like it's so important and such a great thing that we covered this election, Dynas, because now we have like historical markers, right, to reference back to when we have these conversations going forward. And before, we never had that. All of our information in our discussions were in the context of white people having a discussion while black people were just on the outside looking in. Now that we have these platforms, we can have these discussions and follow all you guys talking. Oh, Biden. Now in 4 years, you're gonna have to explain to us what this Biden presidency meant and what was accomplished versus what could have been had the other guy won. So it ain't no win, it ain't no loss or win. The win is to get to Africa and be in a position to make things happen. That's the win. A lot of us don't really know what the goal is. We just on here trying to be, disruptive or, be smart. So, you got guys like Roy Babineau. Now that Trump 4 years have passed, what did we gain? See, he's not even paying attention to nothing. He's just on here asking dumb questions that we've discussed millions of times. And the people who've been on here knows what we've been discussing, so they know what the arguments are. Now, literally, there's going to be new opportunities presented, and how do we take advantage? Because if I'm Mexican, Dinus, if we're Mexican, Dinus, what is the conversation that's happening right now if we were Mexicans or immigrants?
The conversation in regards to the election?
Yeah.
I don't think there'll be a conversation. They're just worried about getting the money.
No, here it is. Joe Biden was on stage. He said in his first 100 days as president, he was going to get citizenship for 11 million immigrants. So now they have a springboard to bounce off of. They said, okay, now that we got in the White House, now that we got our guy in the White House, now let's start the process of working out this citizenship for 11 million immigrants. See, where's your springboard? What platform or runway now do we have to take off from? Right? We don't have nothing now. We're back on the ground. No promises, no commitments, no offers, no policies, nothing. So, but what we've done is we went back to square one. We were making the little gains, the prison reform, all that stuff. Now that's been rewound and is sitting back. We're sitting back on square one. Now we're back in the back behind LGBT immigrants, Hispanic immigrants, and every other category on earth. The ball was placed in your court. Here, you can be relevant. What you said is, I don't want responsibility. I don't want to do nothing more, anything different from what I've been doing. We don't want it. We don't want it. And Dinus, now I know for a fact that though we constantly complain and talk about how we wish things could be better, black people would do it better, I know the reality is all to go back to, hey, let's criticize. Oh, you voted for Trump. Ha, 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 ha. Bro, I'm black just like you. So if I don't get nothing, you don't get nothing. So where's the joke? What's funny about that? If someone can tell me, Dinus, I swear, what is the win in this situation for black people? All these, Brandon's a cornball. He's parroting Cyril 84. Come on here and explain to me what is the end, what is the win in this for black people? Oh, yeah, Richard Dixon said, it don't matter, Brandon. We got a queen in the office now. Okay. But that just shows you, Dinus, I think a lot of people's, and I love it because a lot of people really reveal where their mind is at. And their mind, Dinus, is not focused on nothing progressive. They don't know what the end game is because they were never shooting for nothing other than spirited conversation. It was never like we're talking these points to get to this goal, right? That's why I was saying, do you want me to talk about for black people? Black people, a lot of them, I think the vast majority of them, they really love being a part of this like American back and forth. It's kind of like a toxic relationship, but they love being a part of it. And I really know that there's going to have to be a separation, even among our ranks, of people who are serious and people who just, they have nothing. They're not aiming for any goal. They're just kind of like, they're just here, So yeah, that I want to know. I want people to come on but this is the funny thing too, Dinus. You tell these people, come on, argue your point. 90% of them can't even figure out how to get from their cell phone to StreamYard. See?
Hey, guys, hold on one second. Guys, hit that like button again. Please hit that like button. Again, please. We have almost 300 people watching. So hit that like button. Also, make sure you go to dynastymirror.com. Again, go to dynastymirror.com. Make sure you get your books, get your merchandise. And then what I was gonna say something. Question, Brandon. What do you think Kamala Harris's and Joe Biden's agenda for Africa will be?
They don't have an African agenda. Kamala Harris has an Indian agenda, and she's going to get the HB1 visas passed through. They're going to come through now unlimited. So just like in California, where you got a bunch of Indians in here running more tech stuff than even Americans, they're going to come in and they're going to snatch up all the tech jobs. And your kids, if your kid says, when you lie and tell your kid, little Jimmy, you could be a computer programmer if you want to, you'll be lying, because the reality is, just like in every other industry in the hood, Diners, other races monopolize industries in black neighborhoods. If you go to a motel, you're 90% of the time going to be dealing with an Indian, right, in the black neighborhood. If you go to a liquor store, you're most likely going to be dealing with an Arab or Asian, right? So now the Indian has come, he's come in. He probably realizes
I meant for the continent, on the actual continent.
Oh, well, you got to understand too, there's a lot of Indians on the continent. So when the Indians can go from India to America and get that good money, now they go empower the Indians over on the continent. And now they're going to be able to expand whatever they're doing in Africa. People only focus on the Chinese, but the Indians are there in bigger numbers than the Chinese, and they've been there for a while. So everything boils down to the ability to make money, Diners. And America is the primary place to make the money. And since these people got networks across the globe, right, they are able to get things instituted and get it rolling faster than we are. So that's why I'm putting it kind of on the people who voted for Biden. I'm like, well, you guys knew who was going to be president, and you guys said this was the better option, right? Well, now we need you guys to outline how we go from Biden being president to advancing Africa. Because a lot of people, I'm talking about, there are even African YouTubers who live in Africa who are cheering for Biden. So I'm asking all these people, what is the pathway for progress from Biden being president to us building Africa? Diners, literally all we like. I love this show and I love the concept, but we are basically being put in a spot where we might have to prepare for another lockdown, Diners. So how can we really focus on Africa when we got to focus on whether we're going to have a job or ability to make money in the next couple of months, right? So what do you do?
Hey, have you seen, golly, what's the name? Hold on, let me pull this up real quick. Guys, hit that like button. My homeboy sent me this trailer to this new movie that's coming out.
Yeah, I saw it.
You know what I'm talking about? COVID-24.
COVID-23? COVID-23? Yeah. I saw that. It's crazy. Man, because the Diners stuff like this. Songbird. COVID, listen, stuff like this, Diners, this stuff gets out of hand quickly, and it's used, right? It's used as a springboard for all types of government, misconduct, right? So I don't think anybody really thought through the ramifications of their vote. I don't think they thought about it like, let's go from I don't think they thought about this from the day after Biden takes office. Everything was about let's just do what we need to do let's just do what the TV's telling us to do right now. Let's get this done, and then we can worry about the later. But if you look at Biden and Harris, they are two people who have already used the rule of law to exploit and harm the communities, the Black communities. So when this stuff, when they are now put in a position, right, to decide to punish you for not obeying the rule of law, what do you think they're gonna do? Like we literally voted in people who are okay with executing totalitarian law enforcement, you know, if that's what they feel like doing. Like, you can't tell me Kamala Harris put all those people in jail in California, one of the most liberal states in America, and she won't be okay with being like, yo, you're going to get fined for not wearing a mask. And then you're going to get prison time for not wearing a mask. And then you're going to get put in Guantanamo Bay for an undisclosed amount of time for not wearing a mask. These people go forward, you know, with this stuff, and that's who they needed to be in there. Someone who was okay with just, oh, you want us to do this? Sign it. Boom, push it forward. You realize Kamala Harris is married to a Jewish person, and I'm not trying to get this flag, but
yeah. I mean, come on, bro.
Yeah. I'm not getting the flag, but I'm not gonna say anything crazy. But you got to understand, these different people have different beliefs that they hold on to, even from the beginning of time. I'm not saying anything about it. I don't care. The point I'm telling you is, where do you fit in as Black people, as Africans on the globe in Africa? Where do you fit in? And if you can't, usually if you can't see a place for yourself, you are not in the future plans for any of these places. And I even ask Africans, where do they on the continent? Where do Africans on the continent fit in with China wanting to come over there and take resources? America, all you are is in the way. All they're doing is moving you around like chess pieces to get to what they want. And everyone's like, we won. So I'm like, look, bro, yes, hooray, we won. Biden won. Whoa. Now you tell me how that benefits me. And I'm telling you, Donis, I'll put $500 on this. And you hear me publicly. If somebody can come on here and give us 4 reasons Black people exclusively benefit from a Kamala Harris, Joe Biden presidency, I will give you Cash App right now, $500. The money is on the table. The money is on the table. Donis, will you be the judge?
I'll be the judge.
Donis will be the judge. You get on here. It's not up to me. You get on here. You get on here and you give us 5 reasons or 5 ways Black people directly benefit in a tangible way. Because y'all said we want tangibles. You tell me in a tangible way how we benefit from Biden being president, and I will Cash App you $500. Easiest money you'll ever make. Easiest money you will ever make. Donis, would you jump on here for that $500?
Yeah, absolutely.
I would at least, hey, I would at least take a shot at the 500, but nobody gets on, right? And Darius Lamb, Brandon's leaving out a lot of information. What information? What information, Donis? They're like, no, you just don't get it. It's like somebody who always says you don't get it, but you do get it, but you want them to explain what you don't get, but they never do. Darius gonna get on here, the climate change. Of course, we know what you're talking about, but guess what? The climate don't affect us at all. Whether they destroy it, they got missiles that could destroy the planet right now. What impact can you have on climate change as a Black person? None. Recycle your cans and bottles. That's all you can do. Recycle your cans and bottles and don't litter. That's it. And if you go to your neighborhood, it's trash all over the ground because they really ain't even enforcing that too hard. Let's go. Let's go for this $500, Donis. Let's go for this $500. I'm ready to give my money away. I got enough. I got plenty right now. Let's go for this $500. I want somebody to get on here. Donis is gonna be the judge, and I want 5 tangible reasons why Biden and Harris, how it benefits us in a tangible way. A tangible way. And you're gonna get $500. Donis, do you hear that? Do you hear that agreement on here?
Clear. All right, so I want someone to call in. Well, email is uhuru@searchforhuru.com. Email is uhuru@searchforhuru.com. Is in the chat room. Email me and I will email you the link. Again, email me and I'll email you the link. Guys, we have almost 350 people watching, so please hit that like button. Again, guys, hit that like button. Also, go to dynastymirror.com. And then let's see here. What else? Tour April 21st to the 30th. April 21st to the 30th. We are going to Sierra Leone. Come and join us. April 21st to the 30th, we are going to Sierra Leone. Now, you know what, Brandon? I think now, since Biden is, well, we don't know. It's not official yet. what's it called? He's the projected. He's the nominee or president elect. Is that the correct term?
Projected winner of the presidency.
Yeah, our president. Oh yeah. I think a lot of black people who, including immigrants, who at one time were considering Africa, since Biden's now in office, they're gonna be like, okay, we're good now in America. I think we're gonna have a lot of that.
Well, they think that what they're looking for, Dinus, and I think a lot of them don't even know how to verbalize it, because I could have won the argument if I would have got on here easily, because I look at both sides. What could they possibly say? But the thing is, Biden is going to keep things business as usual. So a lot of people who have different agendas, they need things to stay the same for a while, right? So until they get what they want. And once that, it's like most immigrants come here, Dinus, they start off voting Democrat. That's what they do. And then once they get their citizenship, they buy a home, they start their businesses, they become Republicans. That's what they see. Democrat is for people who don't really have nothing to lose. So the policies are kind of outlandish, but they can vote for that. Like I'll give you a prime example of Darius. Darius is always on here. Darius is a 21-year-old man in America, no children, no wife, no house. He don't really have nothing. He's just going to school. He has nothing to lose, so he can vote for policies that really don't do anything. Just idealistic things that sound really good. I guarantee you, let's visit Darius 10 years from now, 15 years from now, when maybe he has a family, a kid, a husband. His views are going to differ. That's why you have people who are gay who are Republicans. Because even though they have a sexual preference, once they start making money and trying to buy houses and cars and feed their family, their agenda changes, and it has nothing to do with their preference, right? Now it comes to, I can be gay as I want to be, but can I pay for this? Can I pay this mortgage? You know what I'm saying? Can I? They're not going to let me keep my house just because of my sexual preference. So people understand that things change as you get older. So when you have Uhuru, search for Uhuru, over 80,000 subscribers, and Darius is the best. He's the only person who's brave enough to come on and publicly.
Yeah, here we go. Somebody that's not Darius, call in. And then also, too, if I need to bring in a neutral party that's not, I guess, biased, you could be the judge as well. So someone that's not Darius, call in. All right, emails in the chat room. Uhuru. Okay, Michael Moore, you're more than welcome to call in. Uhuru.
Michael Moore never comes on.
Yeah, sir.
And look, and you can't be doing no freaking blank screen. We don't want no blank screen stuff. We're not doing. You got to show your face. But Darius, I commend him because he's actually brave enough, Dinus, to get on and express his views publicly. And about 5 minutes into him talking, everyone in the group, even the people who voted for Biden, are like, this guy is like, he's not there yet. He's not there yet. Why don't somebody 30 years old who actually has something get on here? Because even if you come with a good point, once we ask you about who you are and what you're doing, 90% of the time, you're either a person who just don't have a job or working a low-level job, or you don't really own anything. You know what I'm saying? That's going to be a different perspective. And I'm starting to understand there, Dinus. I'm starting to understand that this is why a lot of white people don't even allow certain people from their own groups into certain conversations, because it's like, we don't have anything in common with those people yet. We don't have anything in common with those people yet. When I was young, I had nothing in common with a black Republican, right? But now that I'm older, I'm like, wait a minute. I got a little something, and I want to keep that. I want to hold on to that. And no one can explain to me how giving 11 million immigrants, right, citizenship is going to help the black community. Like, you're going to have to do a lot of explaining. As usual, Brandon's wrong. I have 2 homes, rental property. My husband and I make a combined income of over $300K. Our taxes went up after Trump's tax policies. Yeah, you probably just got a bad tax person. Also, you can make a blank picture, can make any claim. Get on here and let me ask you some questions about your combined income of $300K, and then you will be winning $500. This should be an easy $500 for you. Come on here.
Hey guys, Life of Solitude. Send me an email at hoover@searchforhoover.com or hoover@searchforhoover.com. I'm going to send you a postcard. Again, a hoover@searchforhoover.com. Send me an email. When you guys super chat, I will send you a postcard. When you super chat, I will send you a postcard. All right, go ahead.
So, these people can come on, they can jump on, the thing, come with your points, right? And I don't think even like people say we're investing in American politics. I think a lot of us don't understand a simple context. If you live in a country and work in a country, that's the place where you make money. If you don't have money, you go to Africa, you're just another dependent. Africa doesn't need dependents. Africa needs people who can come in there with money, some type of capital to make something happen. So when you're talking about investing in politics, do you understand that politics is war without bloodshed? A Chinese person said that.
Let me read this real quick. Georgia Secretary of State's what's his name? Brad Raffensperger sent out a tweet today, this afternoon. Fulton County, which is Atlanta, the county I live in, has discovered an issue involving reporting from their work on Friday. Officials are at State Farm Arena to rescan that work. I have a monitor and investigators on site, also sent Department of State of Secretary of State as well to oversee the process to make sure to secure the vote and protect all legal votes. So they're having issues. Secretary of State says officials discovered an issue involving ballot reporting in Fulton County.
It's going to come out more and more. And at this point, I don't even give a damn. People don't even understand. If Biden won legitimately, I would say, okay, Biden's president. My plan ain't affected by the only way Biden can affect my plan is if he locks everything down. That impacts my ability to go to Africa and do what I'm going to do. I'm going to be doing a lot of traveling to Africa here soon. Like I just went, I'm on, and I'm going to have to go back soon. Right. But if I can't get on a plane, how can I go out there and check and do what I'm going to do? See, that's the difference. You guys think I'm arguing because Brandon just loves Trump. No, I'm not. I was on the one thing with Hollop. Hollop was like, they're not going to open back up the country. They're not going to open back up flight for probably a whole year. I was like, no, Trump said he's going to open it. He's going to open it. What do I know? 2 months later, flights resumed. And then 2 months after that, I was on a plane going to Kenya. See what I'm saying? He's arguing based on what he thinks going to happen based on, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that, on limitations. Me, I'm arguing possibilities. I'm arguing for positivity and progress. Nobody, all black people do when they argue for Democrats or Joe Biden or anybody without a plan, all you're doing is arguing for your limitations. Why you can't do something. Me, I'm like, damn that. I want to do something. So I need the person that's going to give me room to do it. Do you want to be a victim in America, or do you want to be a man or a woman and step out into the light from the darkness and be able to go and do what you want to do to get what you want? That's it. No motivational speaker on earth is going to say, yeah, you better off locked down. No motivational speaker. That's all about not being afraid to do what you got to do. And I went all the way to Africa and back on the plane with people wearing a mask, people coughing and farting. I'm fine. You know what I'm saying? I'm fine. I don't want to be stuck in the basement, right? Leonard Katongole, whatever. I accept the result. I don't even care about the results anymore. I know there's cheating. So at this point, I'm just like, yo, everybody should just forget Trump, forget Biden. Everybody should be looking at what the hell's going on with the United States presidential election process. Because in my whole life, I've never seen no stuff like this. That signifies that something is changing with the way things are done in America and across the globe. But instead of realizing that, you guys are like, woo, Biden got elected. I could go stick my head back in the sand. Dodgers, let me ask you a question. Do you think that Biden getting elected is going to propel black people in America?
No.
No, you don't think that? You don't think that all these people talking about Brandon, you don't got it right, you're misinformed? Do you think that those people now that Biden has been elected are going to say, man, this gives me so much motivation. This gives me so much belief in myself that I'm gonna go make something happen. Do you think they have that mindset?
No.
You know, come on, you guys. Let's look. I'll send somebody $25 on Cash App. Just get on here and
I sent the links out, so I'm just waiting for people to click on the links to come on.
Listen, let's send somebody $50, Dynus. Let's send them $50 if they get on here and tell us how Biden's presidency plays a direct role in their plans to build something in Africa. Why don't we do that? Why don't we give you guys some money to tell us what you're going to do? At least people on here get an idea of something they can do. $50. Let Biden get elected, Lisa. This, and this. This directly helps my goal in Africa because it will allow me to do this, and this, and that. Dynus, I'm giving away money right now. You can you even give away money to get these people to tell you how Biden's presidency benefits them? Because I've offered 500. Now I'm offering you 50 just to tell me how Biden's presidency is going to help you in Africa. It don't even gotta make sense. Just come tell me what it's going to do for you. See,
guys, again, hit that like button. Please hit the like button as you come to the chat room.
Listen,
please hit the like button.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
I said 500 if they come give me 5 tangible things they're going to get from Biden being president. Now, I want to know $50 to a person who could get on here and coherently tell us clearly how Biden and Kamala being elected is going to allow them to go to Africa and make an impact, to go start something over in Africa. $50, you're going to get it. When are they going to do that, Dynus? That's what I'm saying. It's like we have a lot of people in our ranks who really are just like cancers. They don't want nothing good to happen. They want it because if something good happens, they can't keep complaining about the bad stuff to happen. And Dynus, mark my words, in 6 months, Roland Martin and all these guys, they're going to be right back on the freaking race hustle. They're going to be right on here talking about police brutality. This person got shot and killed, stuff like that. And then what? See what I'm saying? It's like we got to constantly be reminded, right? I don't look, Chip OC, he doesn't want to lose $500. The offer has been extended. This is like when people
I sent the link out. I'm waiting for you guys to call in. So go
ahead.
Guys,
it's just like when they said Trump ain't gonna give you no $500 billion. What are you talking about? He extended the offer right on public television. Black folks are afraid of success, Dynus. We fear success. If he give us $500 billion, we can't complain no more about our communities because a president actually gave it to us, and if we mishandle it and don't get it and use it in the right way, now we can't complain. We always want to have that ace in the hole of being able to blame it on the white man. And while he is the fault for many things, at some point you got to acknowledge the role that you play, right? You got to acknowledge that the role that you play in your own situation. No one can oppress you without your cooperation, period. And Amina, Maj, Brandon, don't be too quick to judge. Girl, I've been on this planet 35 years. I definitely ain't quick to judge. I've been watching this in my community for 35 years. People always coming with some old cliche crap. How old do I gotta be? I gotta be 65 years old, like my grandparents sitting on the porch, rocking back in the rocking chair, talking about all the opportunities we had that we missed and lost and passed up. You do realize Malcolm X is dead. MLK is dead. Stokely Carmichael is dead. All these people are dead. Khalid Muhammad is dead. All those opportunities we had to do something progressive, we missed them all. And now we at 35 talking about you too quick to judge. You're crazy if you think like that. I don't want to be the old guy on the porch, too old to do anything about what's going on and talking about what I wish I would have did when I was 35. Maybe some people like that kind of stuff. That's not me, Dynus. I know that ain't you. Is that you, Dynus?
Absolutely not.
Right. You older than me. So I know you like, I got to get on the ball. There's people in here 60 and 50 years old still operating like teenagers, slinging insults across the internet.
Here we go. Did Biden say anything about gentrification of Haitian communities like in Miami? What is Biden's policy with relations to Haiti, if anyone knows?
Rob Green, you should have went online and did some research. What is Biden's policy for anybody black? No one knows Biden's policies. No one can get on here and say one thing they know about Biden's policies except for climate change. That's the only thing he took a real position on was climate change. And that's how I know he cheated in Pennsylvania, because who votes to lose 600,000 jobs? Who votes to do that? Do you realize that Democrat and Republican work over there in those coal mines and oil fields? Democrat and Republican. Who votes to put their husband out of work? Nobody. Right. So I should tell you something. But Dinus, I did something historic today. I put a $500 wager out here on the table.
Guys, I sent the link out. I'm just waiting for people to call in.
Dinus, they won't call in, Dinus. They won't call in because right now they're on the internet trying to Google search Biden's policies so they can find something that they can maybe translate into a win for black people. But let me tell you, and somebody says, Brandon knows it all. I don't know much, but I know I like having money in my pocket. I know my daughter can't eat air. My daughter can't eat empty promises. I know that. Yes, I own a house, Chip OC. No, I'm not Truth Matter. I'm not running for no damn office. Listen, do you guys realize that in college my major was political science? Do you guys understand that a lot of people told me, Brandon, you could run for office, you could make a change. But when I was a page for a lady in Long Beach named Uranga, she was a Samoan lady, I realized this shit is just all rigged. It's all rigged. When I have black politician after black politician after black politician, D. Andrews, Al Austin in my city tell me, bro, pretty much our people don't want nothing better than what they got. So what you need to try to do is get with one of these development companies and get some money from them to go in and convince your people that it's best if they move out of their houses or if they just stay in the projects and allow these development companies to come in and tear everything up. Just keep them quiet. Black politicians are just pacifiers. They go in front of black people to calm them down when they get mad, and then they move out the way as the development companies do what they want to do. Let me tell you something, Dinus. I live in Long Beach, California. You know, I told you about Snoop Dogg, and they let the VIP turn to a 7-Eleven. The area where all the blacks live in Long Beach, Dinus, is called Cambodia Town, because the guy D. Andrews, he was running for re-election. None of the black people would show up to vote for him. They would let him put signs on their front yard and stuff like that, but they would not donate to his campaign, and they would not show up on the election day. Most of them didn't even know when the election day or the voting day was. They wouldn't show up to him. So what he did was he ended up going to the Cambodian community, which is way smaller than the black community in Long Beach. Dinus, they donated him money. They allow him to hold his little events at this like little Cambodian like church. They allowed him to hold his events there. They got behind him. He said, "What y'all want?" They said, "We want from this part to this part, this street to this street. We want that called Cambodia Town." And you know what he got done, Dinus? He got Cambodia Town passed right in Long Beach. So Martin Luther King Jr. Avenue is sitting in the heart of Cambodia Town, Dinus. And then Martin Luther King Jr. Avenue goes up to a certain point, but as soon as it hits the white people area, it turns into California Street. No, I'm not making this up. I'm not making this up. Everybody talks about the person. Oh, Brandon, he talks like this. You guys are more focused on the person than the actual information that comes forth from the person's mouth. You are more focused on the fact that Joe Biden was smiling on camera and talking sweet to you about COVID-19. You guys didn't even, your mind just shut off when it came out to what the policies were going to be. What you going to do, Joe? What's your policy? He just was like, I'm just going to look at the camera and smile. And you know what we did? We went right in there and we support him. Brandon would make a great African dictator. Hey, man, look, there's a lot of me that believes that Africa really
needs a dictator.
I really feel like that, because when you let black people have too many choices, they usually choose the wrong thing because they're operating based on comfort. Like black people, we used to be like strong and hard and proud and like, I'm gonna get it done. You know, like my grandpa, this guy fought in World War II. This guy was a sharecropper, went to World War II, came out, built a house for $11,000. You know, back when you was making $2 a week for work. You know what I'm saying? He was hard. You know what I'm saying? You look at his knuckles had calluses on them, Dynas, from hard work. Now you got a dude sitting up in front of a cell phone, smoking weed, playing 2K all day. Suddenly he thinks he's a Hebrew Israelite or Egyptian, and now he's like, yo, you don't know what you're talking about. You doing everything I claim I want to do, right? But you don't know what you're talking about. How many black people run around here dying? Oh, I want to go own a house. Yeah, I want to have this. I want to have that. But the guy who owns a house don't know what the F he talking about. The guy who tells you, don't let him give you a freaking a variable interest rate. You know what I'm saying? Get a fixed interest, 4% max, 3% max. He doesn't know what he's talking about. But you know who does know what he's talking about? The white guy in the suit telling you, don't worry about the variable interest. It hasn't went up, or it ain't went up in 10 years. It ain't went up in 17 years. And then you buy the house. Next, you know, your interest rate shoot up to 12%. You can't pay your mortgage, and now they took your house and got your money, and now you sitting at home. It's sitting in an apartment or living in your car. Yeah. When it's us, what we say is not good enough. Oh, yeah, no.
Yeah, guys, I sent the link out. I'm just waiting for you guys to click on the link and call in. I sent the link.
That's an excuse.
Your stores buying their Trump. Relax, bro. Shout out to Amir. Keep up the good work. Thank you, brother. African Millennial Airbnb about to turn up in Sierra Leone. Beachfront land cheap. I know, man. In fact, I will be in Sierra Leone next week. No, on the 16th. 9 days, I'll be in Sierra Leone. 10 toes on the ground. Everyone, hit that like button. All right, go ahead.
Hey, Dynas, you could get on here every day for the rest of the year. Tell them to go buy property in Sierra Leone. You know how many people that go in there and buy? They'll send their money to R. Kathy. They'll be like, nah, I don't know about that, but R. Kathy, man, she be talking about she gonna heal me. You know, but but that's the thing. We've been falling prey to con artists. So why is it any different in politics? That's kind of the way we're wired. No, do not vote for nobody who's going to require anything from you. And that's what everything's about. The people who want to get up and do something with their life, and the people who are like, nah, I want society to carry me forward.
All right, we got to live with white protections. They give us jobs. We give more taxes. We get the swirl. We help BLM. We're my 500.
Oh, yeah, you should got on here. But will black people consider those benefits? They'll get on here and start talking about, no, the right to swear. Bro, man, Dynas, you should have listened to this thing my sister said. You should have listened to this thing my sister said, man. I literally sent it to you on WhatsApp. My sister was like, yo, black people are tripping. She went in on women, black women. She went in on everybody. Because even she could see a woman with 3 children, you know what I'm saying? She dates a guy in the NFL. She understands, like, it ain't about all this talk. My sister has hit rock bottom financially. Like, yo, I've been out here when ain't nobody answering the phone, ain't nobody gonna give you nothing. At the end of the day, if they not talking about no money directly to you, it ain't about nothing. It ain't about nothing. People get on here and say, we got to think about other races. Okay, Dynas, I want to make a bet. Dynas. Somebody bet me. We can make this on Dynas' channel and we could send him the money. Dynas, I bet you, after Biden is president for 2 years, Dynas, there will still be immigrant children in cages at the border. Would you take that bet?
How much you gonna bet?
I bet $200.
Now in 2 years.
In 2 years,
and I agree with you.
Who wants to take that bet? Who wants that action? $200. See, Dynas, that's the thing. This is how you reveal when black people is just capping or they talking for real. Start talking about money. They'll bet you on a football game, Dynas. They'll bet you on a football game because they really believe their little garbage teams is going to win. They really believe that. But that's how you know what a black man or woman believes. When you say, let's put a bet on it, and they say, okay.
Guys, are you guys not getting my emails? Because I'm sending the email to people. I'm sending a link to people. Well, I sent the link to Black Ambassador and some other people, but I guess I mean, it's going
I
out.
don't think BA want to come on here and talk about like get to agree with what Biden's going on, that Biden's going to benefit us. Biden is old. I'm going to just say that. I'm telling you, I want to see if any of the stuff that you guys and Joe Biden's held Trump accountable for is going to be fixed in 2 years. None of it. That is truly ignorant. We are at the bottom and sweating for other races. Plain stupid. You 100% right. Look, I took a position of I don't give a damn about those other races.
Mommy wants to talk to you.
Okay.
And then,
it's important.
and then people say, oh, Lou Major, call in. See, like Audrey Kimmey, she's okay, lady. You know, she's nice. But at some point, you realize people are just on here for entertainment value, Dinus. Why don't you call in? Drop some of what you think. Like, people think, oh, Brandon thinks he knows everything. No, Brandon's the only one willing to actually share what's in his mind out through his mouth so that people can grab a hold of it and benefit, weigh it at least, and see if it's something that will benefit them. Dialogue is going to help make progress. Sitting up criticizing, there's a saying, no matter where you go in the world, you will never find a statue of a critic. You will never find a statue of a critic. So is that what you want to be? Is that what you want to do? I just want to come over and criticize.
Hold on one second. Guys, email me here. Email me at dynast@dynastthemirror.com. I don't know if my emails aren't going out or what's going on, but email me at dynast@dynastthemirror.com. Again, email me at dynast@dynastthemirror.com. Email me there. So dynast@dynastthemirror.com. Send me email there, guys, and I will send you the link. I don't know why. I guess people aren't getting the link. I don't know.
Look, they're getting the link, Dynast. Come on, they get the link every day. Look, News Now, Pan-Africa. How do you claim to be Pan-African and support someone who calls Africa a shithole? You talking about Art Cathy or is you talking about Nakmeezy?
You're talking about Donald Trump.
But that's what I'm saying. We got people sending money to people calling Africa a shithole by the thousands. And then you're going to expect me, oh, no, you can't be liking Trump. I don't give a damn about Trump. I want that $500 billion. The $500 billion got me salty because we left $500 billion on the table. Go ahead, John.
All right, go ahead, John. John Jukes, go ahead.
You muted.
John Jukes.
I think
he froze up. Yeah, man, you guys can't be calling in on the on your Obama phones, you know. You can't be calling on your Obama phone, your cricket.
Biden phone now. They're gonna be on the Biden.
Sorry, the Biden phone. You can't be calling on your Biden phones, you guys. All right, let me get out of there.
Dynast, I used to work. Let me tell you something, Dynast. I used to work for a mortgage company, right? And we used to do what's that, loan modification. And I truly didn't realize, Dynast, that there are people in America who own homes whose mortgage is only $400 a month.
Oh, wow.
$600 a month, Dynast. $700 a month. They own a home and that's their mortgage. I didn't even understand that. You know, that's what woke me up about America. It's not that we can't afford it. We don't got the money. It's what you want to do with your money. That's why you see somebody move from California and say, oh, I'm going to move down south. They like, look, man, California's hard. I can't figure it out here. But if I go there, it's like taking candy from a baby, right? Like my brother Sub-Zero talked about Montgomery, Alabama, best place in America to open a black business, right? You got opportunities. People don't want to grab onto the opportunities. Africa, wide open opportunity. The first thing when these people ask you, is it safe? Is it safe? Like, bro, you live in the projects. That's damn sure not safe. So why is your first question, is it safe? I'm in Long Beach. People get shot out here at the movies. But I'm going to sit up and say, is Africa safe? I'm going to say if an Asian could go over there and make it, I can go over there and make it.
All right, let's see here. All right, Ellison, go ahead.
Dude, what you talking about 5 tangible things that Biden's going to do for us? Why all of a sudden you want to call out 5 tangible things? What if Trump Give me two things that Trump has done for black people, tangible, like you say.
You want me to give them to you right now, or you want to talk more and then
Yeah,
I'll tell you?
just give me two. I don't need to hear all that back. Just give me two things that what he's done for black people.
I damn near want to let him pick two, Dynasty. Okay, one, First Step Act, prison reform. Of the thousands of people that have been released from prison, based on that legislation that Donald Trump signed into law, that Obama refused to sign into law, of the thousands of people released by the First Step Act, over 96% of those people were black men and women. That's one. That's one. So all those people, remember we used to talk about how we wanted to get our people out of jail. Remember Barack Obama on the ass end of his presidency? Remember he was talking about, well, we're going to start taking steps towards prison reform, but he said it like on his last day in office. It was really stupid. And then, but he rejected it when it was on his desk. That's one. Would you accept that as tangible? If it benefits, or if the people released are over 96% black, would you say that's tangible for us?
No, I don't. Because first of all, they're felons. They're considered felons. So the fact that that's freeing them to what? What are they coming home to? So that's not even a drop in the bucket.
So you're
that's
saying
nothing.
because they're felons,
they still can't get a job.
I have a lot of friends who are felons who make more money than me. So I don't know.
Okay,
that's Dynasty.
You saying something that's anecdotal. That still doesn't make any sense.
Okay, Dynasty. I live in California. Hold on, let me explain it to you real quick, brother. I love that you got on here. I appreciate you. Dynasty, I live in California. If you go to a refinery, if you go out here to the roustabouts down here on the docks, if you go to the docks, these dudes making damn near $200,000 a year.
Fact.
The majority of those are felons. The majority of them are felons, and they're making damn near $200,000 a year. And look, wait, let me give you a list.
The longshoremen.
Yes, let me give you a list. I have Isaiah, Chris, another Chris, Vince, Herschel. Let me see. Herbie, his brother. I got a list of people, man. I could call these people, and they try to get me down there.
Fine. You're talking about felons. Okay, good for them. And don't get me
wrong.
Do
you know that the United States?
That's great, but that's not no big step.
Wait a minute, brother. Wait a minute, brother.
You wearing a Trump hat. Tell me this. Why are you wearing a Trump hat? This man has blatantly said, hold on. I gave you a chance to speak. Just hold on. That's a shot at all black people around. You wear a Trump hat. This man disrespected John Lewis, so many African American women.
Hold on, stop the show. No. I got to. I want to bring something up to you real quick. Hold on 1 second. Let me bring this up to you real quick. Hold on. Because I live in John Lewis's former district. So let me bring this up to you. I'm gonna read this article for you. Let me read this article real quick. Here we go. Let me read this article right now. Ex-Atlanta cop quitting over gentrification. It was a mafia system. Let me share the screen real quick. I'm going to read this article for you. Let me tell you what John Lewis had going on here in Atlanta in his district. Application Chrome tab. Here we go. Bam, right there. Let me share this real quick. All right. Ex-Atlanta cop quitting over gentrification. It was a mafia system. Close this ad out. And close out. Okay, whatever. All right. An Atlanta cop revealed his law enforcement career abruptly ended after he quit the force in protest of gentrification arrest. Golly, come on now. Okay, let me do this. After he learned, okay, here we go. Here we go. After he learned the Atlanta Police Department was working with local building developers to arrest and evict black residents to aid in gentrification, a white police officer resigned. Published by Mother Jones in his editorial project created to share the stories of people who quit, the 3-year police officer told his story. Identified as 49-year-old Tom Gisler, The former officer detailed how he was instructed by heavily police an apartment complex in the city's Old Fourth Ward section where the most residents are black. Do you want to know what Old Fourth Ward is? Do you know what Old Fourth Ward is, brother?
Look, I get what you're trying to do, Don.
I'm asking you a question.
Yes, I do. Yes,
okay,
I do.
what is it?
But
you're
trying to disrespect John Lewis in this.
Oh, God, goodness, man. What is it, brother?
This man crossed the bridge for you.
Okay, listen. Hold on. I'm gonna tell you this. Either you're gonna ask the question, or I'm gonna kick you off. What's 04?
No, don't come on.
This brother still haven't told me why is he wearing a
No, Trump you hat. Ellison. You are deflecting. All right.
No, I'm not. All he talk about is the money that he makes.
Bro, okay. You brought up John Lewis.
So Republicans and Trump fill up money in their pocket.
Bro, you brought up John Lewis, and I'm trying to tell you, John Lewis don't care about your black blood, but either these black politicians, Maxine Waters, John Lewis, Claiborne, they can care less about you.
Let me ask Ellison a question. Wait, can you remove this thing, Dinus?
Hold on, let me answer Dinus' question. Look, I won't even argue on that point. What you talking about, black politicians?
Okay, so why you bring him up then? Why'd you bring him up then?
Hold on.
Why'd you bring him up then?
Because I want to know why this brother is wearing a Trump hat.
But why'd you
keep trying to smear Maxine Waters, John Lewis, but you let Trump say all the bull crap and you don't say nothing. You
John Lewis don't care about you. Why should we defend him?
What is that about? Just tell me what that is about, and then it makes sense. You still haven't named two things that Trump have done for black people, but you advocate, dude. You sound like a fool. I'm just being serious about it. You sound like a fool. Trump has never done anything for black people, and he's not. And you got the nerve to badmouth Biden and Harris. They're not the president right now. They're the president-elect. And the only thing you can come back to is, I make over $300,000 a year. Great. Guess what? I do too.
Dude, Joe Biden's crime bill tore
black people just to say I make over $300,000 a year, and that Republicans give me a freaking tax break while your brothers and sisters are starving.
Oh my God!
You should be shaming yourself, Brad. I'm just keeping it real.
Oh my God! Unmute yourself, Brandon. Unmute yourself.
Move the words from across his face. I want people to at least see the brother's face. Now, what I want to do, Ellison, for you is I want to ask you. Okay, so I already told you why. You know, if you don't accept why I voted for Trump, and people getting out, 95% of these people, thousands of black men and women getting out of jail. You know, have you ever been to jail?
Yes, I have.
Okay, me too. And what if you were down south, thrown in prison for decades for minor crimes because of Joe Biden's laws that got passed, and you were just left in there to rot, and then you saw a black president get in, and you were like, yo, finally, man, someone's going to pay attention to me and care about what's going on with me, and that person didn't even let you out. And then finally somebody came and said, you know what, I guess I could sign this legislation and help these people out to get out of jail. These people came to the White House hugging Donald Trump, telling Donald Trump they love him and stuff like that. And, it's nothing like somebody being forgotten, Ellison. And what I think you have done is you've forgotten your own people because you've justified in your mind why those people's lives aren't as important as your own. And why what they need doesn't matter. And leadership, right? I would not dare say that the older black generation had any leaders, because our leaders forgot about the people who were small, right? John Lewis went and sat up and he had an office in Atlanta, and he sat in his seat that he got from white people, and he stopped championing the cause of our people who went from Jim Crow and segregation to being thrown in prison, right?
Absolutely.
So you have to understand, John Lewis had battles to fight up until the day he died, and he didn't fight them. And then when that girl Angela Stanton came in, she was advocating for people who were in prison because she had gotten out of prison. And
in fact, Brandon, can I interject? Here it goes, Ellison. Once segregation ended, we had integration. John Lewis sold out in the name of white corporate interests. There it is.
Can
Yeah,
you tell us
it.
if I voted for a person who called Africa shitholes, or if I voted for someone who hates black people, you tell me why you got on here talking and caping for a dude who, and you and I both know, at the end of the day, he made zero progress once they gave him power in his community, Ellison. You name for me 3 things John Lewis did post-civil rights that benefited his district in Atlanta. I've been to his district. It looks like Maxine Waters' district in LA.
Well, actually, let me back up. It's actually been, in fact, here we go, Ellison. Here we go. Let me break this down. John Lewis sold out to the Donald Trumps. He sold out to white developers who came in and were able to develop and gentrify his district. So John Lewis sold out to the Donald Trumps.
No, I hear you on that. But look, all that you talking about, dirty politics, you know what? That sounds a little bit juvenile to me. All those politicians do it. I'm not expecting John Lewis to save me. I'm not expecting Joe Biden and Kamala Harris to save me, just like I wasn't expecting Trump to save me. But I don't understand. I'm not going to dog out no brothers for the sake, just to say that I'm a Republican, I'm a conservative, I make over 300 grand a year, and I'm going to wear Trump hat to let you all know that. That's the issue I got with Brandon. I have a problem with you. I'm conservative in a lot of ways.
What did you do for work?
Conservative in a lot of ways.
What did you do for work?
I'm going to sell out black people just to say that I am a Republican, and that's what I see you doing.
And in what way did I sell out black people?
You could even vote for Trump. I probably got a brother that vote for Trump.
And in what way did I sell out black people?
But you do personal attacks against Biden and Kamala Harris and black women. That just doesn't make sense to me. It's like you hate
Joe Biden's a black woman?
What did you say?
So you said I do personal attacks against Biden, Kamala Harris, and black women. For one, I want to know, of those 3 you listed, which of those are actually considered black women or black people?
So Kamala Harris isn't black?
No, she's not. No, she's
not. She's not.
Kamala Harris.
She's not.
She's not a black. She's not black, brother.
She's not.
Now you really sound like you got the Republican talking. Shame on you.
Shame on
you too, Douglas.
She's not black.
This woman is black. You got a platform. This woman has told you she's black.
Just this last week, last year,
on this platform to say that she's not.
She's not black.
Ellison, do you realize that both me and Dynas are from California? So we knew about Kamala Harris long before you did. That woman has never. Listen, that woman. Listen, Dynas comes from the Bay Area. Dynas comes from the Bay Area.
Ooh. He froze up.
I'm from. Right, I live in the. I know exactly. That's exactly where I live, dude.
So tell me, Ellison, since you live in the Bay Area, when did Kamala Harris start calling herself black? You tell me.
That's irrelevant.
Oh,
come on!
You live in the Bay Area. So when she first got elected. Wait, Ellison. You know she was saying that she was Asian first. First, she was talking about she was Asian for like 2 decades. Then all of a sudden, when she was running for attorney general, all of a sudden she needed. I remember when she first started running, they were like, Kamala Harris is running for attorney general. That's the moment when she started talking about she was black. And I was like, wait, Kamala Harris is black? Because up until that point, I had never even really heard her speak. But I always thought she was Asian because I remember seeing the flyers for her saying that she was Asian when she was running for DA. Then I was like,
what color is Obama? Do you think Obama is black?
Obama's African. He's black. He's an African man.
He's mixed. He's mixed.
I figured Dynas would say that. What do you think about the birther movement? How did you feel, Brandon, when?
I didn't believe in that. I didn't believe in that.
That stuff was unfounded. That was just to try to discredit Barack Obama. Listen, what I know is this, Ellison. John McCain, when the white people was in his own town hall, and they were talking about Obama's a Muslim, he's a terrorist, he wasn't born here. John McCain took the mic from that white lady and said, "No, ma'am, no, ma'am, you're wrong about him. He's a good man. He's an American. He's a good man. There are just certain things about, you know, how the nation should be run that I disagree with him about." We have to be able to say that, Ellison. And I always appreciate that, even though I hated John McCain too. But I appreciated that guy, when he could have went and capitalized on those people's anger at Obama, he let the truth be known about Obama. He didn't have to sit up there and like smear Obama to get ahead. Now, somebody will say, well, Trump does that. That's exactly what he does. But to those people, I would say, name something about what Trump said about Joe Biden that wasn't true. That's the funny thing. Donald Trump smeared him with truth. He was like, "No, you're doing this, you're doing," and Joe Biden never denied any of it. The point I'm making is our older generation is making a crucial mistake.
And maybe
we
so.
Are
I mean,
we are
generations do that.
Listen,
Brandon, you're young.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. Generations do that. I mean, we can talk about Obama, what he's done. I didn't like some things Obama. That has nothing to do with.
Our generation isn't going to do that. We're not going to forget.
I don't know what has happened to you. I don't know what has happened to you, but I've heard about blacks like that. All of a sudden, you make a little money, and now you're going to run in the corner, and all you is about is Trump and Republicans.
So you said that I don't do anything for black people. I don't do nothing for black people.
I didn't say you don't do it. All I said is you want to spat out this Trump and this Republicans is doing everything for black people, and all of a sudden you want to take this hard against black. This country needs leadership. You see what was about to happen.
So now that you say, Ellison, so now that you're saying this country needs leadership, I've listed the one thing that you said, list something Donald Trump did for black people. I've listed that. Now what you got to tell me is, what has the leader that you support either done for black people, one, or what has he promised to do for black people? That's all I need you to do for me. Either what he has done for black people in the past, because he was in there 47 years, or what he has promised to do for black people. I've given you one. Now you, brother, give me one.
Let me tell you something. Biden has spearheaded legislation that protect women from violence. First of all,
God, Ellison, bro, Ellison, stop it, man. Stop.
If you care about black women, you know Biden spearheaded.
Brother, black people in general. Wait a minute.
Women.
Okay, so Donald Trump did legislation that got both black men and women out of prison. Listen, Angela Stanton went to the White House. Donald Trump said, do you think we could, what are some things that happened in prison that you think need to change? She said, when I was having my daughter, they chained me to a bed as if while in labor, I was going to jump out the bed and run up out of the hospital. She said it was one of the most humiliating experiences of my life. Immediately, Donald Trump went in action, executive order making it illegal to change birthing mothers who are in prison, to chain them to beds during childbirth. Okay? So when you talk about spearheading stuff, that doesn't matter though.
Hey, yo, hold on. Can I come in? Can I come in to back and forth real quick at this time?
Trump did that for political. Trump did that for political reasons. Period.
Yo, can anybody hear me?
Yeah. Hold on, Ellis. Hold on, Ellis. Hold on. Go ahead, BA. Go ahead, Black Ambassador.
Yeah. Okay, what's going on, brothers? I find it slightly ironic too that let's see. This is what happens. We constantly attack each other over different types of parties and different type of groups. Even though you say that's not what we're doing, sometimes other people are watching and that's what we're doing, right? It's kind of funny that if Brandon says, hey, I got a question about Kamala Harris even being black, that Joe Biden, the one who said, if you don't vote for him, you ain't black, is not being criticized. So at the same time, we have to sit back and ask ourselves, what are we doing here? What is the conversation about? It's about Africa. It's not about thumping for Trump. Brandon has his reasons, which makes sense. And if you have reasons, then cool. But coming on the show, hey, what are you wearing that hat for? Let's have some real conversations. Could you imagine that on a real news channel where somebody comes on and asks somebody, why are they wearing a hat? And then the conversation starts talking about the hat and then all this other stuff. Like, let's be grown men. Let's have a conversation about the topic. Let's have a conversation about where we should go as men with different opinions, different parties, affiliations, different agendas and methods. And let's figure out where we go from here.
I agree. Guys, hit that like button again. Please hit that like button.
But don't forget about that hat. Symbols are real and they mean something. I don't look over that. Symbols mean something.
We got it. We understood that part. You made that part. So what else can we talk about? What else can we talk about besides the hat? The hat's there. You made the point. People have realized that he's wearing the hat. Now let's talk about some other things.
Ellison is trying to win his $500, man. You messing up his phone, bro.
I think you said 5 points though. The hat, I don't think nobody's gonna vote for that.
We waiting for the second point, man. We kind of changed the course of the show, but we gonna give this brother this opportunity. So all I want to ask him is, I want to know. I don't want to talk about black women exclusively. I want you to tell me one. Listen, wait. One, because what I said encompassed black men and black women. I want you to talk about one policy that Biden has either passed or promoted, right? Or he has promised to promote that benefits black people as a whole directly. Can you do that?
Police reform. There you go. And it's coming. Police reform.
So is he doing that by giving the police more money? Because that's what he said he's going to do.
Well, I mean, I don't know the details of his policy, but that's one of the things he's going to do. And you and I both know that's going to help people that look like me and you.
So Biden, so Barack Obama said he was going to do police reform too, and he ended up giving the police departments billions of dollars. So you don't understand.
Exactly. I agree with you on that.
So when you say reform,
Obama was a little bit busy when he first got in office trying to save this country. Maybe you forgot about that. So we don't even have to go there.
Okay, so tell me this, Ellison. Tell me this. If you read the definition of reform, make changes in order to improve it, right? So when you talk about police reform and Biden's going to do it, now you don't know how Biden's going to do that. He ain't outlined no actual policy for doing it. He's just said, I'm going to go and try to implement police reform. So you don't know if that's to make them more effective at killing you by, because one of the things I'll pay attention to politicians, people always say, why the police can't shoot somebody in the leg, right? And most politicians just throw it out like, that's stupid. But I don't think that's stupid because I shoot guns. I have a gun right here. If someone is 10 feet away from me, I can pretty effectively shoot them in the leg. I don't got to aim for the head, right? Police are supposed to train to shoot so they can just point downward and start busting caps. Now, when I heard them answer that thing about I talked to Biden about that, they were like, do you think police could shoot in the leg? He was like, shoot him in the leg? That's ridiculous. Now, I could shoot somebody in the leg at 20 feet away. If it's 10 cops, you mean to tell me if they all aim at the lower extremities, they can't hit the person, immobilize them? So when you talk about police reform, you don't know how he's going to do that. But he's already said he's going to give the police officers more money for training. Do you know how many times states have already done that? Cities have already done that. And it's not stopping black people being murdered. Giving police more money is not the answer to fixing the problem with police and black people. So if you want that to be your point, that's okay. But I'm just saying, I'm giving you opportunity to think of something else that might be a little more solid. Dinus, do you think the police reform thing presented by Ellison is a...
Hold on. I want to play this real quick. Hold on, let me play. And guys, hit that like button. Please hit that like button. I want to play this real quick. Can we? I'm gonna mute you guys real quick because there's some background noise.
Awesome.
So give me a second. Let me go ahead and play this video real quick. Very interesting. This is for you, Ellison. This is for you. This is for you, brother. This is coming straight from Kamala Harris. Straight from Kamala. Okay, now this thing that froze up on me. Okay, now my laptop then froze up on me. Hold on one second, you guys.
We're still waiting for it, huh?
Okay. Yeah, something happened. So hold on 1 second. Yeah, something just happened, man. My laptop, my computer froze up.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to just close this out. Hold on, guys.
Well, is he gone? I can't hear you, Brandon. Are you on there?
Yeah, I'm here. I think Dinus might have froze up.
Yeah. I think when he said he's gonna close it out, he'll be back. But
Yes,
I just wanted
go ahead,
to
brother.
highlight my point. I guess I'll come in from my perspective because I don't want to go back with, what Joe Biden did or not what he did. Like it said, no matter the election outcome, what's the game plan, and the end game plan is Africa. So I think it's very important to figure out, especially now that if, let's say, Biden ends up going into office, what is his plans for Africa, right? How do we effectively implement our strategy? How do we effectively take our position towards the Biden campaign, since it is the one that's going to actually be in office or not, whatever the case may be, whoever wins? What is their plan towards Africa? What is their agenda? What is their geopolitics? What is their foreign policy and approach on African countries? What is their foreign approach on the dam that's in Ethiopia? What is their approach on agro, the actual economic agreement, in Eastern African countries? What's their agreement and what's their approach on Western African countries, on the ECOWAS? What is their approach on South Africa, expropriation of land without compensation? This is what we need to be figuring out. These are the conversations we need to have, because if you read the title of the show, if you're a man of discipline, then we can stay focused on the topic, which is the end result of Africa. Now, here comes the video. Go ahead, Dinus.
All right, here we go. Ellison, I want you to listen to this.
Reparations for Black people.
Hold on.
Listen.
Hold on.
Do you support reparations for Black people? Well, listen. Again, we had over 200 years of slavery. We had Jim Crow for almost a century. We had legalized discrimination and segregation, and now we have segregation and discrimination that is not legal but still exists and is a barrier to progress. We have disparities around housing. We have disparities around education. We have disparities around income. And we have to recognize that everybody did not start out on an equal footing in this country. And in particular, Black people have not. And so we have got to recognize that and do something about that and give folks a lift up. That's why, for example, I'm proposing the LIFT Act. Give people who are making $100,000 or less as a family a tax credit, which will benefit and uplift 60% of Black families who are in poverty.
So by default, it affects Black families, but there's not a particular policy for African Americans that you explore.
But no, if you look at the reality of who will benefit from certain policies, when you take into account that they're not starting at the same place and they're not starting on equal footing, it will directly benefit Black children, Black families, Black homeowners, because the disparities are so significant. So if we focus on the specific issues that have resulted in the greatest disparities, and we understand that that's part of why we're doing it. Listen, the reality also is this: any policy that will benefit Black people will benefit all of society. Let's be clear about that. Let's really be clear about that. So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit Black people.
Golly, so I mean, I heard it up.
Whatever benefits that Black family.
Dinus,
And society as a whole in the country.
Wait, Dinus, listen. So if you give, say you give white people where they at, right, who make $100,000 or less, right, a tax credit, and Black people a tax credit. So if white people worth $600,000 and Black people worth $6, right, we low. If you give everybody $10, 10 every year, does the gap ever close? No, it does not. The gap stays the same, and Black people, as they give them the $10, you know what they're gonna do? They're gonna raise the price on everything by $8.50. So really, it's just gonna go down. It's gonna come out as $1.50 what you gave them.
Right.
And she said that clearly, point blank. You do not fix wealth disparity by giving people a one-time a year tax credit that they're gonna run out and go buy a new flat screen TV with just like they do with their taxes every year. It has to be something that's fundamental, and it has to be something that is directed at them specifically. So when you're talking about your sister, Kamala Harris, which the more I look at Kamala Harris, the less black she looks, actually. Because I was looking at
she's not black. She's not black.
I was looking at the roots of that hair and those beady eyes.
Not the president.
Go ahead.
There's only one president. She's not going to be the president. So keep that in mind.
God.
I don't care about Kamala's policy. She's not
Bro,
the president. She's going to be the vice president.
I'm not saying nothing about death, but I'm telling you, there's a good chance she's going to be somewhere in the presidential office soon. So she's not the president. So what she believes in doesn't matter. Because right in that video, she was running for president, Ellison. In that video, she was running for president. So she was telling you, as president, you shake your head. So she wasn't running for president in that video?
I'm telling you, she wasn't my first choice.
No, bro, you're defending her first. Who's your first choice?
She wasn't my first. She wasn't my first.
Hey, let's do this, man. Let me hey, brother Ellison, we appreciate you coming on, brother. Thank you so much for coming, brother. We'll get you on next time. Thank you, brother. Thank you so much for coming on. All right, knock Measy. Go ahead, knock Measy. Go ahead, knock Measy. Knock Measy.
He here, he coming.
Knock Measy.
He had to get that cricket phone.
Yeah, Brandon. Yo, bring me on.
You on?
Yeah, you good.
Yo, shout out to the chat. Let me speak to the chat real quick. First of all, let me say what's up to y'all. For people that don't know what a black person looks like, let me assure you that Kamala Harris is not a black woman. So get out your feelings and stop using a one-drop rule to say anyone with a little bit of black blood all the way down to a hexadecaroon, which is 32% black, 32% white, basically, is a black person. So let's get that out the way. Number two, Brandon, I came on here to just check out the stream, and then I heard my voice and my name in your mouth when you said something about hating Africans. So I hit you behind the scenes. Bro, don't speak negatively on a black man when you got a direct line to him. You know what I'm saying? Real men don't do that. So now I want you to stand on your square and say where I ever said that Africa was a shithole.
What I say about you again?
Now someone said that Trump said that Africa was a shithole, and you said, "Oh, what do you mean, Art Cathy and Nakmeezy?"
Oh yeah, they didn't say Trump. I didn't know who they were talking about. I just know people watch these shows. They watch all the shows. So I was like, who? And I made that point to say, look, there's not just Trump said Africa's a shithole. Not to disrespect you or nothing like that, but you know, literally.
Now, but now I would ask you to quantify that, and then we could get to the real topic. I'd like you to quantify when I said Africa was a shithole. Can you do that?
I mean, come on. I'm not.
Of course you can't. So now let's get to the. You know, I still love you, Brandon. I still love you. So but just know that I'm always watching. All right.
Yeah, this is my fault.
So the original topic. Nah, it's all right. It's all right, bro. And I'm gonna ask the chat to go easy on you. Brandon is not fat. He's just big boned it. So we all with the topic of the show is, you know, regardless of the election, I believe Africa is the solution or something to that effect.
Is Africa still the end game?
Yeah, the end game. Still the end game.
Okay, so now I got a bunch of Pan-Africans on here, and y'all know I ain't one. But when y'all say Africa, what country are you specifically saying? Are you talking about?
No, we gonna say Africa, just like all y'all do. Y'all be talking about one country, but saying Africa. So we just gonna say Africa.
No. Well, Africa's a whole bunch of different countries. So you're talking about the political situation in one country, specifically America.
Not me. Don't do that.
Here comes the Hotep hyena attack. I'm about to get attacked by the Hotep hyenas. Pay attention, people.
I myself on your channel the other day. You and KK, y'all killed me over there. and it's okay. But
It was actually you weren't being killed. It wasn't that bad, Brandon. You came in there heavy and hot though. You gotta admit that.
I was swinging, but I was getting whooped. I was swinging, but I was getting jumped.
No, you wasn't. You came in hot and heavy.
You're
All right, hold up, because my phone is about to die. You know my phone battery is weak. I'm gonna go to I'm gonna go to the top of the food chain. I'm gonna go to the top of the food chain with Dinus Amir. Nigeria. I guess you have an affinity for Nigeria. So can you explain to me how Nigeria is a viable option for people in terms of politically when Buhari is in the pocket of Fulani and there's already ethnic tension between Fulani herders and Igbo farm people? They about to start getting it in over there. So you're telling us that that's a viable option?
Igbo farm people.
The Igbo, well, basically farmers versus herders, and I know the Igbos is forming right now. If you know about what's going on over there, they're forming. So there's already tension, and it seems like it's about to start blowing over. So how can that be a viable option as opposed to America? So we're speaking specifically about Nigeria and the bones. Oh, you like to talk about the bones? Well, SARS been burying a lot of black people in Nigeria, right? And also SACS, Special Anti-Cultism Squad. See, they don't bury the bones. They take the bones and they put them in alcohol, preserve them so they could do money rituals. Holla back at your boy.
All right, so me, you're a funny Hotep Aidas.
I made that up.
I know.
We know you made that up, Matt.
We know you. No. But so for me, I'm gonna be in Sierra Leone and Nigeria. All right, so for me, the area I'm gonna be in Nigeria is going to be Osun State. So I would be between Osogbo, primarily in Osogbo, and then my kingdom of Odoruo. So when you say, well, I think it's a better option for Black Americans, well, not for everyone, but for a few, is because number one, your dollar could go a whole lot further in those areas. So if you're priced out of America, which is pretty much coming here soon, I'll give you an example. Here in Atlanta, when I first bought my home, I paid $185,000 for it. Now in this same neighborhood, you're not moving to this neighborhood for less than $365,000. So, when you're dealing with, depending on what income you're making, then as far as taxes being taken out, then if you have any like college debt or child support or any other bills, I mean, it's hard to qualify for these houses these days. So I'm just saying Africa, because number one, I mean, Africa's the future, not music. I know you study it, so everything is pointing in that direction. And number two, again, the cost of entry is a lot more affordable than it is here in America. So for me, I'm starting off in Sierra Leone, and also I'll be back and forth between Sierra Leone and Nigeria. But obviously, you're gonna have to come with skills.
Okay, I appreciate you, bro. Now the politically, is Nigeria a better option politically under Buhari?
Well, Buhari will be out in 3 years, 2 or 3 years.
Well, we're talking about now, bro.
Not me. I'm gonna be honest, bro. I don't get involved in the politics. I just go over there. I just go over there and I just contribute and build. Like I don't get involved with the product.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you consider yourself an American patriot. So as an American, right? You consider yourself.
Says the man with the Trump hat. Says the man with the Trump hat on.
I'm asking you to clarify for the audience. You consider yourself an American patriot, right?
I consider myself a Black American patriot. I'm Black
okay,
first.
Black American patriot. So what I want to ask you is maybe you can give more insight on this for us. One, I would like to ask you, which president did you prefer as a Black American patriot, and what do you think is the way forward in America for Black Americans? Because you are a Black American patriot.
All right, so I got 1%, so hopefully I can answer you before bro, let me finish. I don't deal with the presidential. I do more local. Okay, I do more local, especially in Kings County, Brooklyn. So I don't really worry about who's at the top. So what? And the next part of your question was what?
What do you think is the way forward for Black people in America?
Okay, the way forward for Black people in America is to put respect on who our ancestors, as foundational Black Americans who fought for our rights in America to.
It went out.
You're right. He's still there.
No, he said the drinks was on one.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. Anyway, but
It wasn't gonna stay there all day on 1%.
Well,
But I wanted to say something real quick, if it's cool, Brandon.
Go ahead.
All right, cool, bet. Yo, I mean, I see these joints, we do it a lot, and I'm not saying it's ineffective or effective, but let's just look at it, right? We got people who get Pan-Africanist, and then they go to Africa and they say, hey, that's the wave. Roger that. I think that's important. I think it's vital. I think it's very important for our empowerment. It needs to be laid out. Is there issues? There's issues globally with Black people all over the world. Now, there's going to be a camp who says, hey, man, set up camp where you from, and then start only there. That might be a valid point, too. Do that also. So if you feel like you're B1, if you feel like you're FBA, if you feel like you're anything else, what you want to identify yourself, Turtle Island, what is it called, Hotep Hyenas, whatever you may want to call yourself. Let's do that. You know, if you want to vote for Biden, vote for Biden. If you want to vote for Trump, vote for Trump, right? But I think in most analysis, even let's say in the Trump and Biden phase, we want you to say, hey, look, we want maybe possibly for you to look at a situation and say, hey, I'm voting for Biden because of this policy, not because I'm trying to get Trump out, right? That's not a real reason, right? Just give us reasons and methods and think through the strategies and just focus on your camp. Because I'm not even asking you why you're voting for Biden and trying to go the Trump direction. No, just focus, be able to come on the show and say, hey, look, this is what I think needs to be improved in the Biden campaign. These are the strategies I looked at because you're a part of the Biden crew. And if Trump loses anyways, don't even worry about the Trumpers now. Because we're going to be like, hey, guys, now you guys are in power. So what are we going to do? Black agenda is always the number one. I don't know if you understand what Marcus Garvey is really trying to say, but he said race first. He didn't say who was in the first place of the race of the presidential campaign of 2020. He said race first. So once again, that's something that we need to focus on. And like I said, if a person who says, I'm Pan-African, I'm going back to Africa, and Africa's the end game, of course you might have, let's say, critiques. And you say, hey, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. But that's them to solve it. Dynas will solve that when he's in Nigeria. He is the liaison and the ambassador of B1 in Nigeria and Sierra Leone. Allow him room to grow, support, and respect. And then therefore he can gain what he needs to gain as a stronghold of soft and hard power in the continent, in the selected countries, which he decided to reside on. That's what effective men do when they decide to employ their minds and not their egos and not histories and stories of sheroes and heroes, but utilize their history as a vehicle for empowerment. So that's what Dynas Demir is doing. He's in Nigeria or Sierra Leone. Brother Brandon's in Kenya. And he's going to build what? Connections of economic, social, and political power that Africans in America and Afro-Brazil could utilize as allies and friends in different nations, in different governments with different agendas. Once again, we are men and we need to start thinking and not have conversations around and revolving around who's wearing a hat. I don't like the hat. Is Khmer Black? Is somebody a hyena or not? Like, we can make it massively constructive. We could build, because that's what we need. And that's what Black kids are on the streets asking and hoping, that we, as grown-ass adults, get our shit together and start making effective strategies and developing and deploying techniques. So, Brother Brandon, shouts out for you for what you're doing. Of course, Search for Yeru is always out here doing the works. And then even for the brothers who came on the channel and said what they said, from Nakneezy and the other guy and the brother who, whatever he was talking about the hat and stuff. That's cool. But let's build, let's make it constructive, and let's figure out a way forward. People in here saying Africa's the end game. Well, if that be the case, then shout outs to Africa and the people on the ground trying to establish those connections. And for the ones in America, stay strong, stay in the trenches, and stay focused on the agenda for Black America. And then all together, that's a dynamic nation. And that's where we need to be at with ours.
All right, John Jukes. Go ahead, John Jukes.
Yeah, you can hear me, Dynas?
Yeah, we hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, cool. Yeah. I think Biden's going to be worse for Africa, unfortunately. I think he's going to continue with the exploitation of the mineral resources, leaving the continent. So, yeah, I think he's going to be worse for Africa. I know there's some Black people right now, especially here in this country, that are celebrating because he won. I don't really think it's a great victory. I don't, we got a lot of work to do here and in Africa.
Okay. All right, we appreciate you coming on, brother. Thank you for coming on.
Nice.
No problem. All right, go ahead, Brandon.
Like to BA's point, thank you, John. That was great. To BA's point, me and Dynas, we're working, we're trying to put together our stuff in Africa. And what I think what we're doing is we're kind of just analyzing what's going on with the American politics. And we're kind of trying to steer our people in the direction of what's best or what's going to work out better for them and their goals in the futures, right? So it's like, we're kind of like, yo, we're already working on this. So like the different decisions that are the different things that are happening in the government are already kind of impacting us, or we're using foresight to say, man, this can affect me in this way if this or that happens. So really, we're just like, we're going to do what we're going to do regardless. But we're trying to encourage you not to make things more difficult for you to start doing what you want to do in the future, right? Period. So it's just like, I'm telling you, I'm totally fine with Biden being president because it doesn't really matter with what I'm going to do. But if I have the opportunity to make things easier, or if I feel like one candidate makes it easier, I'm definitely going to say something about that, because I'm sure those HBCUs don't sit up worrying about who's president every day. But when it's time to need some money, I bet they'd be like, ooh, I like going to talk to Trump about that money much more than I like going to talk to Obama about that money, or George W. Bush, because it came quicker. So I'm not going to act like there's not things we could benefit. And what I was more or less doing was saying, yo, come on, tell us how we go from here. Because based on what we had, I was able to kind of chart out something that might work. I swear to God, I was Googling how to become eligible for the 500 billion platinum plan, how to get some of that money. I was doing it. So now that plan is looking like it's going to be gone because, Trump won't be president. Now I'm like, okay, does someone else know something that I don't know about Biden and Harris that we can benefit from? So I can then go and exploit that. See, I'm going to look for the opportunities I want. And if I don't find them, I'm going to create them. But if there are opportunities there, I want to be able to take advantage of them, period. It's like, BA, you told me about the SBA loan thing, right? Well, that didn't have much to do with who the hell was president, but it benefited the hell out of me. So I went and applied for it like you told me to.
Yes, sir.
Right or wrong, right?
Yeah,
now,
you're right.
So I'm telling people who voted for Biden, who may have been paying closer attention to his campaign, right? Yo, what's the haps on the crabs, bro? Like, what is Biden out there throwing out that I can go get me a piece of, right? And I'm not finding that. And so what I'm telling people is if it doesn't work, if there's nothing there, at least be ready to get in the trenches that you spoke about and go out and demand something from this dude. You got, like, Black people, we should be going into the White House like how these white folks be doing. Like, no, you told us we were going to have a conversation after you got elected, and we're ready to have it. And we want this, and that, which now I think it's hard to do that because he about to introduce 11 million more people into the country who are guaranteed to go vote for Democrats. They coming straight for Democrats, and people who gave them citizenship. They're going to fear Republicans because they think Republicans might reverse what they got. So what I'm saying is, somebody give me a path to some benefits in America. Meanwhile, I'm going to work on my path to benefits in Africa. And Nakmeezy, the patriot, I really, because he got in the comments mentioning me, but to the American patriot, I'm really like, yo, this is on you. You're the American patriot. So I really want him to stay on here because I'm like, I wanted to ask him, as an American patriot, what would you say is the way forward for our people in America? Like I got Kenya, Dinus got Sierra Leone and Nigeria, BA got South Africa, Nakmeezy got America. You come to Kenya, I'm gonna tell you what you need to be doing to move forward. If we go to Sierra Leone or Nigeria, Dinus is gonna have to come with the info. You go to South Africa, BA is gonna have the info. Like, bro, this is what you need to do to get rid of. So the Black patriot, the Black American patriot, I'm coming to you. You the leader now when it comes to this American situation. So I'm gonna need them to, actually operate in that role. And all the people who was like, oh no, the way Brandon thought was good was no good. The Trump way was no good in America, right? I was giving my opinion. Now I want them to give us some direction on where do we go from here.
And
go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Great African.
Hey, y'all can hear me okay? I'm using a little different.
We got you. Yeah, go ahead.
Perfect. Okay. Hey, just a few points here. First of all, okay, I'm gonna be diplomatic. I'm just gonna say F Trump. Okay. And bye. So I know there's some ladies here. I don't want to disrespect anybody. But if I was gonna if there weren't people on here I don't want to disrespect, I would give the middle finger to Trump. Okay. Bye. All right. So second, here's the thing. Black Americans, my Black American brothers and sisters, you need to take a page from Israel and how the Jews handle Israel. If we talk about Africa, we talk about all different things. It's all about how money is spent, okay? Right now, everybody is focused on a lot of different things, but nobody is actually fighting for Africa. When we're looking at Africa, okay? So let's take a look at how Israel is benefiting from America. Billions and billions of dollars, 10 times more money goes to Israel than the entire African continent. You understand? So there is a lobby inside of America to benefit Israel, and that's fine. But where is the Black American lobby for Africa?
Great African.
Yeah.
I'm gonna interject real quick. I know you love Joe Biden, but now, because let me finish. Now, well, it's not official yet, but it's looking like it's gonna be Biden and Kamala. Black America and even Black immigrants are gonna go right back to sleep and get more comfortable because now they feel as if they're not threatened. Like especially some of the immigrants, they're not threatened. They're not gonna be threatened in regards to being deported. And now I have plenty of Black immigrant friends who are like, yeah, Biden's getting in. I can bring my mama, my sister, my auntie, my cousin. I can bring everybody to America now. So, it's.
Let me just say this, Dinus. Let's just say something, right? Before Trump, American foreign policy was very consistent. Whether you had a Democrat or an American, or a Democrat or a Republican.
You're going in and out. You're going.
Can you hear me good?
Yeah, it's better now.
Yeah. Okay. So American foreign policy prior to Trump was very, very consistent. It didn't matter if you had a Democrat or a Republican. And that foreign policy towards Africa was we don't really care about Africa. There's nothing. You understand? During the Cold War, it was important to have relationships with African countries because we wanted to put them in a column of the West instead of the communists. Okay. So Trump just came out and said, you know what? All these African countries, not understanding geopolitical anything like that. He basically gave us all the finger. Okay. What we have to realize here in America is at least 20% of the Black vote. First of all, Black people are 13% of the population, but at least 20% of that is Black immigrants and their children. Okay. So all the rhetoric that we have against Black immigrants, oh my God, yes, Trump is great because he's going to get rid of all these Black immigrants that are coming in here. You're cutting off your nose to spite your face.
First of all, who said that? Who said that? No one said that.
The last program that you were on, Brandon, you were talking smack about Black immigrants.
What?
Okay.
Wait,
You were talking smack about them. Okay, because you, Brandon.
Well, I said Trump's going to get rid of black immigrants.
Bro,
That's what I said.
Bro, you said that Trump was going to shut the door on these immigrants. Okay, that includes black immigrants. I'm just quoting you.
No. Excuse me, brother. Brandon doesn't specifically mean that. Maybe he needs to be a little bit more strategic with his communication.
Maybe he needs to be more
which I would
strategic,
agree.
but as a black immigrant,
Of course. Wait, hold on. He'll tell you that. He'll tell you that.
As a black immigrant.
Okay, we got you.
Black immigrant.
We got
Listen
you.
to me, gentlemen. I'm making a point here. I'm making a point.
Your point is mute because you won't even listen.
He's saying he did not say that. So what I'm saying is, instead of listening,
I heard what I heard.
Okay, you heard what you heard. Okay,
Yeah,
roger that. No. This is what needs to happen.
Scroll up the comments and see the negative stuff that's said about black immigrants.
Oh my God, this is what I'm saying. People come in here and be all emotional.
Well, let me finish my point. I didn't interrupt. I got my 2-3 minutes on. Don't interrupt me. Okay.
Just go ahead.
But one thing that we need to do as a people, listen. As a people, we're 13% of the population. We need to be politically mature. You cannot do anything in this country with 13%. You understand? So we do need allies. We do need a coalition.
What are you saying that black people haven't been saying for the past 65 years? Rearrange your mind.
What you're saying, let me tell you what it is. I'm telling you the reality of politics here. Okay? We don't want to make ourselves politically impotent. We're making ourselves politically impotent. Political impotent. Bro, 65 years, Brandon.
When did you come
You're a freaking Republican. You're a freaking Republican. Okay? You're a Republican. And that is, as a black person, okay, listen to your grandparents. There's a reason why black people vote Democrat. The Civil Rights Act of 1964 was enacted by Democrats. You understand? What that means is, the Civil Rights Act of 1964 was enacted by Democrats.
All right. Can we get wait, hold on. Can we get a timeout? Wait, hold on, man. Hold on. We hear you, bro.
We are 13% of the population.
Oh my gosh. Here we go.
We're 13% of the population. You understand that? And the reason why we vote Democrat is because we started voting Democrats after the Civil Rights Act of 1964, which every single where the Republicans were against it, Democrats were for it, and that's why our grandparents started voting Democrat.
That's actually not true. You need to go back and do your American history.
Okay. I do my American history. I know American history more than you. I know American history.
All right. You're doing the most. Okay. Roger that.
I know what I'm talking about.
Roger. What I'm saying, you do all right. You're doing all American history. Congratulations. And
congratulations.
I'm not trying to disrespect it. That's good. Now, all right. This is what nobody said. All right, brother. Thank you. I'm going. So, anyways, what we need to figure out, right, is us going forward together. Then things that need to be done. See, people want to say other nations, but not comb through the details of what other nations have established in order to have those different type of bonds in which they have. In bonds of Israel, of between American Israelis and Israeli Americans, and American Israel is vastly different. And there's things that are correlated from which things I always talk about from the birthright of the organization, but it's going to take Africans on the continent and Africans throughout the diaspora to actually build some real sustainable institutions and programs in education and communication and information and economic connection and social, political, and historical connection in order to achieve those things in which we say, look at Israel. Now, what does that look like? And what do those entities do? You have to understand when you come to America, just like if you go to Africa, there's going to be massive amounts of different Black people, African people, whatever you want to call them, that think vastly different. And we have to figure out a strategy on saying, how do we reach out across the aisle to both groups and understand? This is the problem we have. Even coming into this thing, Brandon said, hey, look, man, maybe I wasn't effective in our communication. And I wasn't talking about black immigrants. Well, I heard what I heard. Let's be adults. The man had said, okay, now did you hear what he just said? And that's how we move forward. It could be
changing his position, I accept it. But I'm not going to be told
brother.
that he didn't say what he said.
I hear your new position. And you're talking about political intelligence. If you're talking about let's be diplomatic, then let's do that. All right. And that's what the conversation revolves around. Us building effectively and efficiently.
This is how, let me just tell you, let me just say this.
Wait, let me finish. I'm almost done. I'm almost done.
Go ahead. No, I want to interject when you're finished.
Thank you. No, I respect that. Thanks, brother. So what I'm saying is we need to improve our relationship both ways. We just touched down really and on a massive level where you can see and we can communicate like this. I mean, come on. Dynas just got to Nigeria and he asking them about the president and how he going to stop that. He just got to Nigeria. He just became a citizen. So we have to have groundworks and roots inside each other's areas in home continents and countries and nations and build those relations. And we're going to have conflict at the beginning. Let's move through the conflict and make it more efficient and effective. Go ahead, I'm done.
So thank you, brother. So here's the deal. Brandon, you've been talking for hours, bro. Come on, man. Let me talk. Brandon, straight up, bro. Straight up. I've been listening to you for an hour.
Commercial break. We're going to take a commercial break. Everybody, make sure you go to dynastymirror.com. Again, make sure you go to dynastymirror.com. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Again, like, share, subscribe. Go to dynastymirror.com. Tour April 21st to the 30th. We're going to Sierra Leone. Go to dynastymirror.com. Hit me up. But Great Africa, this is the thing. Why are you so tied up on what political party a man decides to be a part of?
Listen, here's the thing. Okay. I don't like Trump. Okay. And when I listen to your show and I hear everybody from Ice Cube to all these people basically saying Trump is this. Okay. I see Trump as like, I don't like him. You understand what I'm saying? I don't. Personally, I don't. Okay, there are a lot of things. There are some things that I like about Republicans. You understand what I'm saying? Hey, the Republican tax policies benefits me more. You understand what I'm saying? But Republican policies don't benefit black people, in my opinion. You understand what I'm saying? That's why I can never vote for them. Okay, because why? Trump is saying, oh yeah, when you arrest these people, hit them in the head, shove them in the, look, I have been pulled over, okay, and have my nuts grabbed by police officers. You know how the fuck that feels when you're wearing sweatpants and a nasty ass cop grabs your balls? Do you understand that?
Great Africa, bro.
That's what I'm saying, man. Seriously.
Obama.
Do you understand? Obama, guess what? Obama never got on TV and said, hey, please kick those niggas' ass. He never said that. Trump said it.
What was the year? What was the year when you got the balls grabbed?
Well, I got my balls grabbed. I got my balls grabbed. I was going to the Janet Jackson concert. I was probably like, I was 1998.
Damn, you
understand? I remember that shit. It was the summer of 1998, and my balls was in the fucking cop's hands.
So Bill Clinton presided over
the president is who the president is. You understand?
Okay, Donald Trump
said, no, it's my time. It's my time. It's my time. Donald Trump got on the podium in front of a bunch of police officers and said, when you're arresting these fools, okay, what you got to do is instead of pushing their head, smash their heads into the thing. That's what I'm looking at, bro. Okay, it's coming from a president's mouth.
And Barack Obama said,
when a president said it's okay to smash your head.
And Barack Obama said,
Barack Obama never said it.
What did Barack say?
Barack never said kick those niggas' ass. He never said it.
And Trump never said the N-word either. But let me tell you this. Barack Obama didn't say.
You can't tell me Barack Obama is. I would rather hang out with Barack Obama. No, it's my time. It's my time, Brandon. You've been talking for hours.
You keep saying it's not
you guys don't respect Obama. You need to respect Obama. Okay? You need to give Obama some respect. But don't let me get into. Let's not get into politics. Okay. No, who I would rather deal with.
That's why I know that's why his voice sound like that. But let me,
bro, you been sucking some. Okay, let me not. I don't
Yeah,
want to
relax, man. You about to go ham for no reason. You ain't gotta catch it, man.
Brandon, are talking about Trump, who supports police brutality. I'm telling you that police have my nuts in their hands. Okay, and you sucking some Trump dick.
What?
Bruh.
All right.
all right. This dude on here talking like sound like.
Oh, bro, let's be real.
Okay.
I'm a black man. Let me just say this. Number one. Okay. Number one. I'm telling you personal experience. I'm telling you, I'm traumatized.
We got you. It's not funny. It's not funny now.
Listen, gentlemen, I'm a black man born in Africa and grew up in America. You understand me? So I know what it is to be an African American. I know what it is to be an African immigrant. Okay? So everything I'm telling you is facts. So let's put Trump aside. Let's talk about what I really wanted to talk about, which is number one. If we're talking about African, we're talking about Africa. You're talking about Pan-African strides back. If you talk about Africa Growth and Opportunity Act, who was that? Who implemented that?
This dude is on here talking about like Bert and Ernie, sounding like him, trying to give a history.
Africa Growth and Opportunity Act. Who implemented that?
Bill Clinton.
Okay, listen, Brandon, you've been talking. I asked a question. Dinus answered it. Listen to me.
Dinus, who signed the Blue Shield Act? Who signed it?
Africa Growth and Opportunity Act. Brandon, you're in Kenya. If Dinus wants to go to Africa, open a factory. If Dinus wants to go to Africa, open a factory, okay, he's able to import his goods to America free of duty, which is Africa Growth and Opportunity Act, which was implemented by who? A Democrat named Bill Clinton. Okay, what did Trump say? Trump said Africans, they're shithole countries. Then what did Trump say about that? Okay, we need to bring in more immigrants from Sweden.
You and your
That's what Trump said.
Hard about this, bro. You gotta figure.
Hey,
unhealthy emotional attachment to these white folks.
Bro, I'm giving facts. I talked about the African Growth and Opportunity Act. You're in Africa,
bro.
Right?
Listen, Obama. Look, you talk about what Trump said out his mouth. Obama literally signed a law to protect police from black people and give black people money to give the police money.
Guess what? When did Trump ever have a summit about police brutality? What is Trump's stance about police brutality?
You love Obama, bro. Obama.
Hey, I love Obama. For an American president, I love him.
Why? What did he do for you physically? What did he tell you?
Listen, see, that's where the political immaturity comes in. Everybody, what did they do for me? Nobody does anything for you in politics.
You guys
it's about interest.
It looks the way it does because a bunch of people.
You know what? It's not about what somebody did to you for you. Okay, let me just give you an example, bro. Let me give you an example. Since you still on that Trump Kool-Aid, you're still on that Trump Kool-Aid.
Can you be quiet for 1 second, or you got to get muted for 1 second? Because I just want to.
No, I'm not going to get muted. If I get muted, I get muted. Okay, but you've been talking for more than an hour, bro.
Go ahead, Brandon. Go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm going to start making fun of you in a minute. Look, bro, when I talk about immigrants, I'm specifically talking about Mexican immigrants who are in California where I live. I don't even think about African immigrants because I consider Africans black people, so I'm not worried about that. Why would I be on here talking against abortion, talking about black people need more numbers, and then be against African immigrants? You're hearing what you want to hear when you listen to me talk. And when I listen to you talk,
if you're clarifying, I agree. Hey, if you're clarifying, so long as you're clarifying,
why are you interrupting? Why are you interrupting?
I'm not interrupting you. I'm telling you, I acknowledge the fact that you're taking back and you're clarifying, and I'm acknowledging it. I'm acknowledging it. That's all. Go ahead.
Okay. I'm not taking anything back. I talk about
You're not taking back the fact that I thought you were anti-black immigrants.
What you think doesn't matter to me.
Okay, well then what you think doesn't matter to me, bro.
That's fine. That's
fine. We agree.
Okay,
we agree.
So I never have meant that towards African immigrants. I was just at the laundromat washing my dog's blankets, and I saw a Nigerian family in there. I heard him talking with a thick accent. I went up to the dude, hey, where you from? Talked to him and stuff. I actually mentioned, most Nigerians hey, I'd be with my Nigerian friend in diners. You be hitting me up, and I'd be like, look, I'm hanging out with my Nigerians, right? My Nigerians. So I hang around with Africans and stuff. Now, most of them.
That's like white person saying, I got black friends and stuff.
No, most of them agree 100% with the stuff I be saying. But when I crack a joke on them, they're not getting all butthurt about it. They're just like, whatever, bro, we rich. Who cares?
Listen. I'm almost rich, so I don't give a damn. It doesn't matter. I'm not hating. I'm just telling you.
Oh, they grabbed me by the neck. Look, bro, if you think that's bad, I could sit for.
You don't think that's bad? You don't think that's bad having another man hold your nuts and you're not gay?
I can sit and talk to you for 5 hours about all the things the police done to me. I've been in LA County jail,
Same
bro.
thing.
So
same thing. It's just the grabbing my nuts was the worst experience. You understand? Okay. I've been beat. I've been forced. I've been handcuffed, sat on the curb. A lot of things, but grabbing my nuts, that was bad.
Great, are you drunk? Great African, what are you drinking? What are you drinking, Great African?
He faded.
Gin and juice.
This man drinking on gin and juice. Talking about I hate Brandon. And he wasn't faded before he started watching this show. He got more courage.
I'm not faded. I'm not faded.
He was making drunk phone calls. He was like, look. He was like, I'm about to call in. Hey, no, bro. But it's all good, bro.
No. Let me just say something. Let me just say something serious, okay? Seriously. I love my black people. You understand? So if we're talking about Africa strategy and everything like this, we need to get serious about our Africa strategy. Okay? So basically, we got to take it from fantasy to reality. Okay, the reality is we have to get organized and raise money to do the things that we need to do. We need groups. We need to get a collective, because Africa is the future, as Dinas always says. Okay, so we definitely need to work together.
Great. Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, Great African. So this is my whole point, and maybe you'll understand this a little more. You're saying we need to get money together. We need to do this. We need to do that.
Correct.
What I'm saying, my biggest issue with the Trump thing and black people not voting for Trump, whether you like him or not, I don't even care about him. He's just another white person.
Brandon, we never agree on Trump, but let's talk about some real stuff.
We don't gotta agree. Listen to me, bro. Trump offered you $500 billion.
That's a damn lie, Brandon. You gotta read it. That's the headlines. Read the fine points. Bro, I read it. It's nothing.
Hold on. Even Ice Cube made a tweet today talking about how he got Trump to offer black people $500 billion.
It's a lie. Did you read it? Did you read the so-called platinum plan?
Can you finish, bro? Can you let me finish?
I'm just telling you the platinum plan is bullshit. That's all I'm telling you.
I'm gonna ask you a question. You're saying the platinum plan is a lie. Okay, whatever. What I want to ask you is this.
What is it specifically in the platinum plan for black people?
Stop. Listen, bro. What counter to the platinum plan does Joe Biden offer? That's what I want.
You know what it is? I'll tell you what it is. Joe Biden's they have the plan that is I forget the name of it, but they have the plan. If I didn't have this, I'll tell you the name of it. Okay? I looked at the Biden plan and I looked at the fake ass plan.
It's called
$500 billion for black people, bro.
Bro,
there is not.
It's called.
If it is, I got some land to sell you in Liberia by some weirdos that don't own shit.
Okay, let me ask you.
Let me tell you that.
Question. Let me ask you another question.
No, wait. Can I say something, Brandon, real quick?
Please wait. I'm
okay, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Trump has been in office. Trump was in office. He didn't do shit. 2 months before the election, he said, "I got the platinum plan for you."
Let me give you another question, real quick. Donald Trump sat down people sat down with Ice Cube. Donald Trump sat down with
Ice Cube doesn't know shit.
Hold on, bro. Hold on.
You know, Ice Cube don't know shit, bro. He's a dumbass mother.
Hold on. Donald Trump sat down with people who got out of prison, to talk about prison reform. So Donald Trump actually sat down with black people to talk about black people's problems. If you ever got hold on.
I'm gonna get off this if you keep talking about Trump, bro. Straight up.
Bro,
you're not talking Trump. Trump is out. Fuck Trump.
Yeah, I think that's valid. Like he's not going to be in. So let's move forward. All right, so look, but no. Okay, we heard the points, and some people say, "Oh, you're not going to get the 500 billion." You guys keep no. I'm just saying. Let me go forward because I'm not making this Trump and Biden argument because I'm not with Biden. No, I'm just saying I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about something else. I'm switching things. So in the conversation, once again. Is Africa still the end game? Yes. I know Dinus has the shirt that says Africa is the future, but I'm gonna live it down some real freaking hard talk to people beyond this back and forth about whatever. Look, Africa is the future, but it doesn't have to have Africans involved in it. We have to fight for territory, not each other constantly. If people in the chat and they're laughing and this is a big show, then that's good, you know? That's what you're about. But there's going to be some people in the audience that are really actually listening to figure some stuff out, trying to find some shows that actually have some common sense, with people in there actually having conversations and actually having communication to actually solve some problems that we have. Once again, Africa's the future. It doesn't have to have us in it. North Africa, claimed by other groups of people. South Africa, claimed by other groups of people. Massive amounts of land, us across the world globally sitting in conditions that are not perfect, that are not great, that are not okay. And this is what we're doing. And this is how we're having our conversation. If someone clicks and says, I want to hear, let's say some black people have some conversations about where they're going to go in their future, this is what they're getting. This is what they're getting. This is the best product that we can provide as communication and service. Come on. I understand that people have their positions. Wait, let me finish, brother. Let me finish, my brother. People have their positions. That's cool. You rock with Trump. You rock with Biden. Get off their nuts. Let's move forward and let's figure out what we have to do. Okay? There's another people in. Some people didn't take the 500 billion. Okay, roger that. Let's move forward. How do we move that forward? And what does that look like? What does it look like? How is Africa the end plan? What are we finna do? Brandon's out here. He has plans. He's doing things on the ground. Dinah, he has plans. He's doing things on the ground. Great Africa, great African. I'm assuming you have plans and you're doing things on the ground.
I got stuff on the ground. I'm doing things. We're definitely listen.
So we know what Dinah's doing. We know what Brandon's doing. What are you doing? And that's not out. Like, what the hell are you doing? Oh yeah, I just want to know because I just don't know.
Let me tell you what the hell I'm doing. Let me take the time to tell you exactly what I'm doing. Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Right now, what I'm doing here is I'm in the agriculture sector. You understand what I'm saying? So I grew up. Well, I was born in Liberia. Okay, and my grandparents were rice farmers. I moved to America and I realized, oh wow, okay, so my people were captured, sold into slavery to grow rice in America. Okay, right now, the Republic of Liberia, Sierra Leone, and Guinea. That was what we call the rice coast. This is where our people were snatched up because they had knowledge of rice growing. That's why you have a black man. Listen, bro. That's why you have a black man on Uncle Ben because he had the best rice. He was the inspiration for rice. So they put him on the cover because he was very, very prolific and they had the best quality rice. When our people were captured and brought to America, some of the women took rice grains and plaited it in their hair because they eat rice every day, 3 times a day. You understand that? When they got to America, they started growing rice when they could because that's what the hell they ate. Okay, that's a sick, sad story, but that's how our people got into America, and that's what they did. And then most of them were in South Carolina or in Georgia. They made South Carolina the richest colony in America because they were growing rice. You understand that? So my contribution is, my revenge is, my physical therapy and mental therapy is If I can turn the corner, Liberia is a net importer of rice. We import 90% of the rice that we eat, okay, because we got tricked to start growing rubber instead of rice. So what I'm doing right now is I'm growing rice. I have a rice project, and I'm slowly but surely getting that done. I'm doing palm oil. I'm doing agriculture. So that's what I'm doing.
Okay.
You can look at my channel. I put a few things once in a while up, but that's what I'm doing. And my goal is this: we as Liberians, we spend $350 million a year importing rice into Liberia. When we had the Ebola crisis, it pissed me off because the Asian countries, the number one concern about Ebola is it's going to kill off the people that buy our rice. Okay, that was their concern. Not that black people were dying from some white disease that was created. Their thing was if Sierra Leoneans, Guineans, and Liberians are dying from Ebola, who are we gonna sell our rice to? Okay, so that's the perspective that I'm coming from, and that's the silent war that I'm fighting. To answer your question.
All right, let's do this. Let's go ahead and close out. What we'll do, Great African. Anything you'd like to share in closing?
No, I think I shared enough. And, I'm celebrating the Biden win. So that's probably why I came off across a little bit aggressive. But Brandon, You're my brother. We're good.
Okay, there we go. In love. There we go. All right, Brandon, go ahead and close out, bro.
Yeah, I mean, we always have this thing where they're like, yo, let's just move forward, right? That's easy to say. And I was going to say that to BA before he dropped off. But me and BA be on the phone and we be having heated conversations about this because we keep on saying, let's move forward, not realizing that a leader has to go with what his people want, not what he thinks they need, what they want to do. And what we have in America is we're at an impasse. The leadership wants to move forward for black people, but black people are like, no. We gonna go. But I want to just play this game a little bit longer. You ever, when you was young, Dinas, you be playing a video game and they like, bro, we gotta go, and you like, nah, let me finish this.
Let me finish this level.
That's where we are. It's not about where we want to be. It's where we are. Black people do not want to go invest seriously in Africa in mass. Okay. It's a fringe niche group. So what I'm saying is this, black people, if you still going to be playing in a game in America, right? Now, mind you, Dinas, we got black people in here talking about reparations, dog. But those same black people who wasted our time talking about reparations for 6 years just voted for a bunch of people who said, I guarantee you I'm not giving your black ass reparations. I'm going back to what black people said they wanted and what they did in response to what they said they wanted. They want reparations, but they voted against it. We can't just go over that like a bump in the road, because if you notice, Dinas, ain't nobody talking about reparations no more. That conversation died as soon as the election began, okay? So what I'm saying is this. Now, black people, you wanted reparations. That is a movement that grew very quickly. So I know as a leader, our black people want to pay out from the American government. That's what black people want as a whole immediately. So I'm telling you, don't lose sight of the goal that you've been talking about you had for the past 10 years. Don't give up on the goal because now a Democrat's in office. Let's keep going with that. We gonna build in Africa. But y'all wanted reparations because y'all rejected what we talked about, and y'all went, right or wrong, Dinas, they rejected Pan-Africanism on the most part, and they went and doubled down on what? How quickly did the reparations movement grow, Dinas?
I mean, when you say how quickly did it grow, was there even a reparations movement that wasn't attached to ADOS or FBA who were like vote down ballot, don't vote for any candidate? That's the thing.
Exactly. But all of our people are echoing reparations all over, even on the street. So I'm saying now that Biden's elected, that ain't the move no more. So when you say move forward, yeah, I'm moving forward, but I'm gonna move forward with a foundation. Okay, I'm not going to just jump to the next thing, because while you moving forward, that doesn't mean everybody is behind you moving forward too. We have closure. That's why Black people have so much trauma, because we never take the time to gain closure on anything. So what I'm doing right now is I'm trying to talk to our people in like a way of bringing closure. Okay, y'all, Trump is out. Now I want you guys to do some serious thinking. Every Black person watching this should spend at least a couple of weeks just thinking about what they're going to do concerning the government in America going forward. Because we could talk about, yeah, let's do all this in Africa, and then next week Joe Biden's like, we locking this bitch down for 5 years. Then what? Nobody's thinking about all the in between, but I am, because I have a family. Most people who don't think like that. There's a lot of in between that's going unexplained, uncovered, because everyone's like, nah, we got Biden, now let's jump back. We're not putting this shit on Africa. I'm telling you, I'm not going to let that happen. We put Biden in office. Now you guys are going to make him deliver you some tangibles. Just like, because you're quick to talk about Africa and Africans and what Africans don't do and how it's one-sided, but now you done got that white man in office. He's in there because of you. Now you're going to hold him accountable the same way you try to hold me, Dynas, and every other Black person accountable. I'm not letting Biden off the hook, and I'm not going to let you off the hook for holding Biden, for letting Biden off the hook. You're going to get something out of Joe Biden as long as Pan-Africanism strikes back is breathing air. And until you do, I'm going to constantly remind you that this was supposed to be the guy that was going to fix all your problems. I'm going to keep reminding you of that while I work in Africa. And when you finally admit that this guy is not the one that's going to fix your problems, you will have no choice but to see the reality. Because you got your women and men in the street celebrating, like BA said, like they won the damn Super Bowl. But then when we go, let's talk about that. No. Let's talk about moving forward. There is no forward. We can individually move forward, but as a mass, our people are stuck in the freaking mud right now mentally, because half of us thought, Trump was going to give us some money and we was going to be able to make a move. And the other half was like, nah, we just got to get this guy out of office. And what we did is we set ourselves back. So we're going to do 60 more years of begging and begging and begging and begging and begging. That's the way to move forward.
Dude,
people know more.
Okay, well, we'll close out, man. I gotta go. I gotta go. Everyone, thank you so much for joining. Like, share, subscribe. Go to dynastymirror.com. You can go to dynastymirror.com, get your books, get your merchandise. Until next time, family, Dynasty Mirror, search for Uru. Peace.